Welcome to DudeNoWay Live, where we embark on a quest to play the greatest games of all time. I'm your host, Moonchild of DudeNoWay, and today we are playing smarter in Overwatch 2. We're going to be jumping into a support gameplay review here today, sent in by our viewer Storm. It is a Mercy/Moira competitive gameplay, and the email reads, "Another horrible game where I felt like I couldn't do anything." And unfortunately, there are those games inside of Overwatch. Just typically with matchmaking, you're going to run into stomps. You're going to get stomped. They're trying to make it so that your win rate is roughly 50%. So because of that, you're going to lose about half the games you play. And as you climb in rank, your win rate will kind of still be right around the same. Like a 60% win rate is actually insane. If you guys didn't know that, the amount of times that you're supposed to win is literally a coin flip. So there are going to be stomps, you are going to stomp, and that's just kind of the nature of skill-based matchmaking inside of Overwatch 2. And you need to make sure that you are keeping a cool head when those games happen, because you can really spiral yourself down a path where things don't feel as good as they should, where things don't feel like there was anything you could do, but when in reality, sometimes that will just happen. Sometimes you will be matched against people who the odds of beating them are very small. Sometimes you will match against people who the odds of them beating you are extremely, extremely small, and you just need to roll with the punches. And especially as support, it can feel like you're kind of waiting for your team to do something of impact throughout the game. And so today we're going to be reviewing Storm's gameplay, the Mercy Moira competitive game here, and seeing if there are room for improvement or mistakes that were made along the way that we can point out and hopefully not make again in the future. And if you would like to have your gameplay reviewed here on the show, you can send me the import code to DudeNoWayLive@gmail.com, and I would be happy to turn it into some content. Alright, so we've got this game all set up here. We're going to go ahead and load it. We are on Hollywood. And let's just see. Hang on one second. Let me make sure that this is good over here. Just checking on our back-end stuff. Alright, looks good. Whatever problem we were having the other day where it was not showing up seems to have fixed itself. It is in fact working now. So that's great. Alright, awesome. Alright, so you're going to be starting off this game. You are defending. You are playing as Mercy to start the game. And, alright, so, just straight off the start here, your team has a Torbjorn, you have a Widowmaker, you've got a Kiriko, and a Sigma. And while this team comp is actually pretty decent, the Torbjorn can be extremely effective, especially at destroying the enemy tank, and your Widowmaker here can be an extremely impactful pick, although Widow not necessarily best on defense, kind of a little bit better on offense, actually. But that being said, and that is because of the respawn advantage being in the favor of the attacker as you enter point 1. So this Widowmaker will have an incredibly long run back if she dies. But if you guys do die, the odds of you actually being able to defend this point are pretty slim anyway. So the faster you can eliminate the enemy team, the easier it will be for you to hold this point as long as possible. And so, you can never really sleep on a Widowmaker pick. It really depends on the strength of the player. Sigma also a pretty good tank for this matchup because he can do things like ward off the high ground with his deployable shield. He can kind of stand and jiggle peek this corner and play the poke game, and in doing so can actually keep your team keep their team pushed back for quite a long time. The Kiriko being here with you is amazing as well, because you're going to be able to Suzu a lot of things that could potentially kill your squad. You can Suzu yourself out of a Mei ultimate, you can, and then teleport out of there, right? Kiriko also has the best support ultimate in the entire game for either initiation or just team wiping the enemy team. Just in general, an incredibly impactful ultimate in the Kitsune Rush. And against your enemy, the Ramatra is going to be a tough pick to get value out of off the start, because Ram is a brawl tank, right? And if you never get a chance to brawl, which, you have Sigma here, but he has kind of the tools to stop anybody's advance. The Sigma is kind of the only one who's going to be up close and personal, where the Torbjorn will be kind of playing the mid game, and the Widowmaker will be too far away to actually be engaged by the Ramatra at all. So the enemy team is going to have to rely solely on their soldier pick and potentially whatever this second DPS decides to play. And in doing so, they will leave Widow kind of free to take advantage of her ability to aim. And if she is a good shot, then, you know, potentially she like snowballs the entire game in your favor, right? And that's kind of how Widow works. She's very high risk, high reward. But when they have a Mei on the enemy team, like this Mei would be fine if you were playing if your tank was like a Reinhardt, this Mei would be very scary. But because you're not, there's kind of no... There's like a lesser threat from the Mei than there would be from the... excuse me. I talked about the second DPS earlier. I thought this, like, just her being next to the soldier, the icon being next to the soldier, I assumed that it was the other DPS pick. This is a Mei. This is the second DPS. So we're looking to see what the other support will be. Storm, what's going on? Welcome. We are doing your review today. Sorry that I missed you yesterday. I took the day and spent time with my family. It was going to be like my 8th or 9th day in a row doing the show. So I figured, you know what? Let me just take a little bit of time. Let me spend a little bit of time with my family. And then the day ended up getting away from me. Before I knew it, it was like 6 p.m. And I was like, oh, well, I guess I'm not streaming today after all. I had everything all set up. You know, I could have gone live, but there was kind of never a moment where I could get the room to myself, you know, where I could, like, where no one needed me, where there was like a spot where like a time slot where I could like put it in, because we were doing things for like the entire day, and then it was, like I said, it was like 6 p.m. and I was making dinner, and I was like, when am I gonna stream, dude? Like, I don't think I'm gonna get to, and it just never ended up happening. So we're doing it today, pushing all of our reviews back one day, but family over video games. Sometimes you got to, right? Sometimes it's more important to make sure that you have, like, because I only get to see my wife on the weekends too, so the like, I see her after she gets done work throughout the day, but the time that we never get a full day with each other unless it's like Saturday or Sunday. So that time is extremely important to make sure you invest in the in the appropriate places. You got to keep plus, you know what they say, happy wife, happy life and all that. So I got to make sure that I'm I'm not sleeping on the couch. You know what I mean? Not that she would ever make me do that. That's just a joke, but you get it. So the Mei on the enemy team, not really that scary, and also kind of, like, potentially could get some very high value out of her right click, but that being said, her freeze ability with the slow is almost useless against your team, who will not be next to her anyway, so kind of no reason to run a Mei, and depending on what the enemy team uses, which in this situation, they should probably run a Lucio, so that they can speed boost the Ramatra into a place where the Ramatra can get value out of his tank form. Like, depending on what this support plays, you guys could have a pretty easy time here on Hollywood, because nobody really counters. There's no hard counter to anyone on your team, which is, like, that kind of good. So I'm going to put this back on you. We are on the high ground position. This is great. Hopefully your Widow knows to take the high ground position. Getting a little sip of the Gatorade. That's cool.
Thanks for the boost.
You got the, where is Widow? Widow, where are you? Okay, so she's just getting here, so that's not great, right? And Torbjorn, this is too far away for Torbjorn to be effective. As cute as it is for Torb to be up here, and yeah, he could throw the turret up here or whatever, and potentially the turret gets some value, but Torb needs to be on this high ground position, because his mid-range, the arc of his weapon will not allow him to be effective from that height. The Widowmaker could get away with it, Torbjorn not so much. And the fact that the Widow is a little bit behind is not great, but by the time she gets here, the enemy team will just be arriving, so everything should be cool. The Sigma needs to ward off this choke, which is where he's going. Great. You got the damage boost on the Kiriko. That's fine, because that's the only person you can realistically damage boost at this moment. Alright. Uh-oh. I went back 20 seconds. Let's just push it forward. Alright, so I'm just going to back it up just a hair. So you got the beam on the Sigma. This is good. Sigma uses kinetic grasp right away. I'm not sure how much I enjoy that. Like, he didn't really have anybody shooting him at that moment, right? Like, a kinetic grasp is a pretty long cooldown as well. So I kind of wish he didn't use that right away, but, hopefully it'll be fine. Why is he backing up, though? Like, this movement is showing the enemy team that you are safe to engage, right? Like, you are free to push forward on this guy. He's afraid and he doesn't know where to be. Like, he's backing up, not necessarily out of danger, but because, and again, like, you can see, like, there's nobody here that really is dangerous to the Sigma at all. So he should be standing in this choke, you know, like, brawling it out with this Reinhardt, or with this Ramatra. And while Sigma is a poke tank, the more he backs up, the more mentality-wise your enemy team thinks, hey, you know what, I think I can steamroll this guy, and it won't be a problem. So he's kind of playing the angle here. You can see that your Torbjorn already went down to the right click of the Mei, which is not great. And, like, I don't know, like, what was Torb doing up there to begin with if he wasn't going to put his turret up there, right? Like, what was the point of him being up there from the jump? Well, he's done, so this is a safe res for you to get, aside from the team is starting to come through. Your Sigma should be warding you off at this moment. You just heard barrier unsuccessful, but at the very least, he could stand in front of you to provide you enough cover to get the res. The fact that he is moving out of the way is like your tank is kind of throwing for you right now. He's kind of putting you in a terrible position, because this, all the way in the back line right here, the Sigma should be in the choke, so this should be totally safe for you to get. And if you die from this, it's because your tank didn't enable you. And your tank did not enable you. That sucks, dude. You got hit with the Helix rocket as well, so an extremely large amount of burst damage there. Again, like, this should have been fine for you to have taken. This is too early in the fight for the enemy team to be pushing this aggressively, and for Sigma to be backing up. So it's not looking great already. We're gonna back it up to right here, because your Widowmaker is still alive, and potentially she gets some value picks here, but just based off of you two already being dead, I don't think that there's a way that you guys can stop them from winning this, unless Widow just kills everyone. And she gets walled off there.
Feel better?
She needs to be on this high ground, right? Like, she has a perfectly good high ground position right here, where she could be shooting over the Mei wall and just firing down into them with reckless abandon. But unfortunately, she's on the low ground here, which is putting her at a significant disadvantage in a time when she absolutely needs to be getting picks. And your tank is gone, dude. Your tank has, like, the runningest attitude I've ever seen. He's very afraid to engage with the enemy. And he's dead. Like, your Kiriko could maybe keep him alive, but the punches from the Ramatra... Okay, Ram came out of tank at the clutch moment when he absolutely needed to. The damage from the Ramatra's punches can kill Sigma very quickly if Sigma doesn't get heals on him. But there's no DPS damaging him, so the healing that he gets is at full value as well, so there's that. But you see that their Kiriko is coming around the corner now, and she's about to throw a kunai at him. This could be the end of your Sigma, and we only just started. Let's put this back on your Kiri, and we'll back it up to right here. You see your Widowmaker can't even get a heal at all, because the Sigma is getting, like, fully monopolizing the Kiriko's ability to provide support here. Thankfully, your Sigma was able to live, and you are back now, so we can keep everybody up, right? Okay. This is a dangerous place to stand. So, like, if you can, just move over here a little bit so that you still have this open line of sight right there, but you know that the enemy team is taking the point right now, so you know that it's safer to not be in front of this door. You're kind of trying to minimize the amount that they can see you, but they still have that sight line to you. Perfect. You got up and out of the way. Great. Awesome. Your Sigma's done. He is so done right now. Oh my god. The fact that he's still at full health is crazy. Like, the point of this Mei wall, the entire point of this Mei wall is so that everybody on the enemy team obliterates Sigma in the time when the wall is keeping him from support. I mean, that's great for you. Serious misplay on the part of the enemy team. So, they took the point, and there was nothing you could do about that after this. Bricks, what's going on? Thanks for being here. We are reviewing a support gameplay today. We got a Mercy/Moira gameplay sent in by Storm. It's competitive as well, so you love to see these games. You're taking the shots a little bit. There's nothing wrong with that. How was everybody's weekend, by the way? You guys get a chance to enjoy the sunshine? I assume it was sunny by you. It was sunny here in Jersey. First warm day in a while, too, so that was nice. Alright. Alright. So, you're kind of out in the open right now. You can back up in this moment. You can create space between yourself and Sigma, and then use Guardian Angel to like push yourself forward, and then launch yourself up, right? So that you get to this high ground position, and that way you can minimize the amount of damage that you're taking. But you need a little bit of momentum to do that, so something to think about. Sigma's fine, so it's cool to put out a little bit of damage there. Your team is certainly not putting out very much damage. At this point, I think Widow just switches. Like, I think maybe we just call for a Widow swap at this moment, because I don't think your team has had an Elim yet. Maybe Soldier on the enemy team died once. Yeah, you gotta get out of here, right? Yep, good. Uh-oh. So, when you use Guardian Angel, try to float away from the team, the enemy team, as they're pushing the payload forward. The weather has been lovely as of today. By the way, these are all random, my solo queue. Gotcha. Well, I mean, you can gently suggest a Widow swap then, right? That's the best you can do. Realistically, whether she does or not is kind of up to her. The roof that you're standing on right now leaves you seriously open to the sightline of people who could put in very high burst damage onto you. The Mei could hit you with a right click. The Kiriko could hit you with one kunai, and that would be the end. The Soldier could helix rocket you, plus a kunai or a right click from Mei, and that would also be the end. So as the team is pushing the payload forward, try to use your Guardian Angel float to the high ground that is away from them. And that way you will hopefully remove some of their line of sight. You see what I mean? Yeah, and that's exactly what happened. You got hit with the right click, and you got hit with the helix rocket, or you got hit with a couple of shots from Soldier. It's hard to say whether or not it was the helix rocket, because it was the Mei that killed you, but it was definitely the Mei right click that took you out, and that roof, it just opened you up to too much line of sight from the enemy. So let's back it up to here. Let's see how your team does. Again, your Widow on the low ground. I don't know what she's thinking, but this is not where Widowmaker fights. So your Sigma goes in for the value gravitic flux and is able to catch 3 people in it, but the Mei utilizes her ice block. The Kiriko is healing up the Mercy, and the Mercy is completely out of line of sight, which means she can't be followed up on by the gravitic flux. So this ultimate was effectively wasted. Even though it got 3 people, you're going to see it's not going to kill anyone. You see, at the top, it took the Kiriko low. The Mercy is getting healed by Kiriko, so she never got low. And the Soldier looks like he also took damage from it. But he is able to kind of back up and get the support from his team. So a very dangerous position for your Sigma to have floated to during the ultimate animation as well. He kind of pushed himself way forward, which means that if you want to support him, like, you're dead. But, like, in general, if you wanted to support him in this moment, you would have had to put yourself in some extreme danger directly in front of the enemy team, which would have gotten you killed regardless. So, like, your Sigma, I don't think he lives through this moment. And he doesn't, right? So just the amount, the sheer damage that was on him, plus the DPS passive, that's just too much. So Sigma goes down. Your team now needs to retreat. It is time to stop fighting. We need to all back up around this corner. They've taken the lane that they are currently in, and we utilize this corner now to defend for the next team fight. And if everybody doesn't back up, this is going to be death for them very quickly. Flo, what's going on, dude? Thanks for being here. Weekend was unpleasant, long work days. Happy to be off today. Hell yeah. You love being off. I'm sorry that the weekend sucked. You know, you never like spending the entire weekend at work. Hopefully today you get to do something fun and, you know, do something for yourself. Flo, we are reviewing Storm's Mercy/Moira support gameplay today. Unfortunately, she just got taken out by a Mei right click, and the Mei is here to, happy to hear you got some good quality family time in. Yeah, it was nice. It was nice. Like, the, streaming every day is fun, but there are sometimes, like, there are some days where when everybody is here, it makes it difficult to get a few hours where I can break off and, like, and, you know, be sequestered, you know, kind of off in my own little corner, and everybody, like, you know, is quiet enough in the house that it doesn't get, it doesn't create a bunch of background noise. So we went out, we enjoyed the sunshine, and we got like the first real day where we could like go out and really have it feel like spring here. Ever since like, I don't know, like 3-4 weeks ago. It has rained so much in Jersey over the last like month. I don't understand what's going on, but that was like the rainiest like 3-4 weeks of my entire life. Every time I opened the curtains, it was just rain. Like the town I live in as well is like prone to flooding because it's like a really old town. So like the entire town was flooded. My backyard was completely flooded. The basement was flooded. Like, and like not to the point where it was like a problem, but like the basements here all take on water when it rains because that's just the type of town that it is. It was wild. It was wild. Flo, how was your weekend? The stream sure was a little later. Hope the sun was good with the fam. It was nice, man. It was nice. It was good to be out. It was good to feel some of that vitamin D. We took the dog for a walk. We saw some kids playing baseball, which was cool. You know, got to see the spring flowers and stuff. That was cool. And then I ate a stromboli. I don't know if you're into pizza, right? But stromboli is like a pizza rolled up. And so I had a pepperoni stromboli, which is one of my favorite things to eat. It's a classic Jersey combination of meat, cheese, and bread, right? Like, and sauce, right? That's like the only thing that I need for a good meal: meat, cheese, and bread. And we got like, we got some baller food going on. So pepperoni stromboli with a little extra marinara on the side for dipping, and we get like the family size one, and then we eat it between the two of us. So like when I'm talking family size, like this thing is like the entire length of my torso. It is a massive stromboli, and it was worth every bite. It was worth all like 85,000 calories that it was to actually eat the thing. Probably not that much, but like it was so good, man, so good. Weekend was all right. Just been chilling while free. Hell yeah. It's always nice to have a little bit of time where you can just relax. All right, so hope you have flood insurance just in case. Yeah, you have to get all of that shit here. You have to get all of that stuff. Although the flooding, we are close to the coast, but not close enough that it is like a real danger. But the flooding every now and then, like once every couple of years, floods all the way up to like people's car doors. Like that shit is crazy. The one time I was driving, and this was when I was with my my daughter's mom. I was driving, and we had just gotten a new car, and it was like, I don't know, 1 o'clock in the morning. I had just gotten done work, and I was going to the liquor store that was open super late, and I drove down this road, and the streetlights were all out, and I didn't realize that the road had flooded because the streetlights were all out, so it was pitch black, and all of a sudden there was just a surprise fucking lake in the middle of the road, and I drove into it, and it's not until you're too far into the lake that you realize that the road is now a lake. And like, how do you prepare for something like that? Like, you can't see it until like I opened my car door and the water flooded into my car. Like, that was crazy. I had to get out and to roll up my pant legs and take off my shoes and push the car in my socks over to like the side of the road, and I couldn't do it, so I had to wait for somebody who was kind enough to get into this waist deep water with me and push my car over to the side of the road. Like, how do you plan for a surprise lake? I don't understand. Like, that's like a natural disaster type shit. Like, it was wild, and it totaled the car, so which we were still paying off. So yeah, it was crazy. It's crazy. So we had like a few more payments on that car, and we never got to drive it again after that night. Oh man, dude, it was bad days. Sad days. Anyway, so your Sigma just went down. I couldn't imagine. I live in the Netherlands. We barely ever have water issues. Our country was made with water control. Yeah, dude, like, and we're close enough to the Delaware River, and you know, the other side of Jersey is the Atlantic Ocean. So like, you'd think that we would prepare for this kind of shit, but the towns that are around here were made in like 1795 or something like that. They're like some of the original towns here in Jersey, and because of that, they're the most shittily designed places to live I've ever been to. Like the layouts are terrible. The town I live in is like one single road that is like the main street where everything is, and there's like, I don't know, 500,000 people who live over here. So imagine trying to get 500,000 people down like a single strip of like stores. It's insane. It's as insane as it sounds like it is. The cat doesn't like it either. I don't know if you can hear him, but he's going nuts over in the background. I'm gonna buy one of those window breakers, start watching the weather, or get road alerts on your phone. Yeah, no kidding. Like, the cops hadn't made it to that road yet, so there was one other person that was like stuck in the lake as well, but they had their lights off, so I couldn't see them until it was too late. So the cops finally came and like coned off the lake, but fucking cops wouldn't help me push my car out. Like, imagine being a police officer and you're like, damn son, that's crazy, and then they just get in their car and drive off. Like, bro, come on, dude, you're supposed to protect and serve. That was crazy. That's hilarious. Fun fact, about 20% of the total land mass we have is man-made land pumped out by windmills. That's crazy, dude. I didn't know that. I definitely did not know that about the Netherlands. What, like, does, obviously it looks and feels like regular land, right? Like, I can't think, it's hard for me to wrap my head around man-made land. I guess that's what you gotta do, right? Like, there's only so much surface area. It's not like Japan where you can just build up infinitely, right? You can't just use your verticality forever. That's crazy. So anyway, after my gigantic rant there, your Sigma just went down. Your Widowmaker finally figured out what a high ground is, which I'm very proud of her for. Good job, Widow. Your soldier is down here trying to contest the payload, which is great and all. However, the soldier is facing off against the entire enemy team, and it's going to be the end of him. They have man-made islands, too. It's been filled up, so you don't notice aside from it being a little flatter, but Netherlands is flat in general. We have parts in the middle of the country, in the US, where it's, like, real flat like that. And I was there for, like, a little bit of time when I was, like, in my late teens. When I was in the Army, I went out to Oklahoma for basic training. But the, like, the amount of mountains and, like, I don't know, like, Jersey's just different, man. Like, there's hills, big-ass hills. Like, we're close to some pretty decent-sized mountains in Pennsylvania. It's hard for me to... It would be hard for me to live in a place that was flat after living here my entire life. Like, we got, you know... We have the best of all worlds, where, like, the hills are big, but not too big, right? We have the beach, right? And then, like, the weather never gets, like, ridiculously cold or ridiculously hot. It gets to, like, you know, it's pretty goddamn hot, and also, like, it's too cold to go outside. But it never gets to the point where, like, your car is going to die because of the wind chill, or like you're going to open up your car door in the summertime and the heat that comes out of it is going to melt your skin until you're a skeleton, right? Like, it's not like Florida or like Louisiana in that way where it's like so hot and so humid that you just die. There's humidity, but it's like it's pretty cool, pretty all right most of the time, especially if you live closer to the beach where like the temperature is more like regulated because of the ocean. Man-made islands is crazy too. I can't imagine what it's like living in a flat place. You know, you just see forever, right? Like, you get on a hill that's like a normal-sized hill here in Jersey, you just see for like 10 fucking miles. Like, that'd be crazy. So your soldier will die if he stays on the payload. Everybody needs to back up around this corner because you have lost this lane. With your Widowmaker up on the high ground position, there's the potential that she can make it across this bridge and still live, but the Mei just utilized her ultimate and likely threw it directly onto the payload, and in doing so can finish off the other two people that are on the low ground position pretty easily. And because the Kiriko is facing the wrong way, it's pretty unlikely that she's going to have the timing to spin around, find Widow, get the brackets up, and teleport up to her on the high ground position. Although maybe she does. Depends on how fast her reaction speed is, right? But I'm pretty sure this soldier is dead. Oh yeah, dude, he's dead. He's dead. So the Mei didn't actually get Kiriko inside of the ultimate. But now your team is in a 2v5 scenario. Nothing good can come from this. Hopefully you are on your way back. You are. But I'm pretty sure, like, if they stick around, they just die. Kiriko needs to run up the wall over where she is and get up to the Widowmaker. And if she can do that, like, she's got a perfectly good building right here, right? You see, I think it looks like she might be starting to do that now. She's got a perfectly good building right here that she could just walk up the side of. She'd be totally safe up there. But if she dies, your next push is over already before it even began. There she goes. Scampering up the side. You got a Zarya now. Which Zarya is a pretty good brawl tank to use against Ram. Ram has a lot of options, but that being said, he does not have the damage output of a Zarya. Yikes. Okay, so your team was able to take out their Mei, which is great. However, your Widowmaker immediately goes down, and she was like your main damage dealer. Now you have a soldier. Okay, she was your main damage dealer, but now you have a soldier. You had a Torbjorn at the start of this game, so soldier significantly better at the sustained DPS. Uh-oh. Yep, you're trying to get around this corner, and you hear the Ram ultimate going off while your GA is on cooldown. That's not great, but potentially you can just walk into this building and just keep line of sighting him over and over again. That's what I would do. So you try to GA out of there. That's one way to do it. But like in doing so, you have to go through from one side of the Ram ult all the way across the diameter of the entire ultimate field. And if you look down, you can see that that's actually a pretty large area, right? So potentially you die before you get there, especially if he turns and hits you like one time. Maybe a smarter move could have been you go in here, right? You go in and then you just keep going. Either you take these stairs, which will force him to walk around to you, or you just go around the back here and then you just kind of like you utilize the lift to bring yourself up, and then you drop back down on your team when the Ram ult is done. I hope you live through this. Sketchy, but you made it. Your tank is dead though. Like, oh, she left. All right, cool. So your tank left. She is gone, bro. She's not coming back at all. She's out of the Ram ultimate. She's out of there. You guys are still in it, even around this corner. And so when he comes through this doorway, it's going to be very scary for you. Let's see how far you get. And with your Kiriko going down, your best bet to get away from him was to utilize your ult. And you have more speed than he does right now, right? So you're going to be totally good to get out of there. The Ram ult should be over by now. And it is, so you're totally good to get out of there. Right now, you just utilize your flight to try and get back to Zarya as quickly as possible, because Zarya is still full health, although she is, like, about to get hit by the entire team. So potentially she doesn't stay that way very long, but with the enemy Kiriko using Kitsune Rush, going to be a hard fight to survive with just you and Zarya out there. Let's see what happens. Flo says, it's cool to see that far, but much is too populated for it. We have some very high population density. That's fair. That's fair, because you guys have a small amount of space to cram all of your people into. So that, yeah, that makes sense. You will die if you try and get this res, though. Because the Ram is still on you, right? Like, he's still here. So, like, you still have the flying capabilities of your Valkyrie active for another 8 seconds. Hopefully you don't stop and you just GA over to her. Aw, man. Well, he was on you anyway. Like, maybe you wouldn't have made it anyway. That's unfortunate. Your Zarya is going to have a tough time fighting this out with her team. Both her supports are down. Hopefully her bubbles are active, but even so, you know, you got 1, 2, 3 people on her right now. I think Zarya probably dies from this. Yeah, she's going down hard. She needs to, I don't know why she thought this was a good call, but she's got a health pack right here, which could potentially keep her up for a few more seconds. Maybe she just dies though, right? Like, maybe the best bet for her is to just die, knowing that her entire team just went down. What is the goal here? Yeah, no, it's over. Just die gracefully. Oh no! Oh no! Your Kiriko teleported in. She went for it, dude. Like, the payload has 4.24 meters to make it to the end with only 1 person on the cart. You guys lost this, right? Like, there's no reason to teleport over to this and put your life in danger. Kira, you just got back from the spawn. I guess you did. I guess you really like watching your own kill cam, because the only way that this ends is with both of these characters dying. And there goes Zarya. And Kiriko is shortly after. Yep. Yeah, and that's the only way that could have ended. because there's only 2 of them versus the 5 of the enemy team, or I guess 3 in this scenario. But like the Mercy's still here, the soldier's still here, tank is still alive. You know, it would have been very difficult for them to have made it through that. You are now playing Moira. Your soldier, bro, what is the swap game is crazy here. Your soldier has swapped for the 2nd time this game in the last like 5 minutes. He is now a Sombra. Your Widow, which I actually kind of appreciate that she did this, is now a Cassidy. While this isn't like the pick that I necessarily would have made, the Cassidy can put out some pretty large burst damage in the kind of mid-range area. So this could be fine. Yeah, what you don't want to do is put yourself anywhere over here, right? So like right now, you just leave and you go and like when they break through these doors, you defend from over here. And then this is your angle, this is your corner. You have the Mega here to protect you. The enemy team, this is their lane. This lane is kind of free for them because these doors are too large of a break of cover for you guys to stand in front of and not die. So you should definitely leave. Yeah, exactly, yep. Perfect. Awesome. You're trying to find her. This is good. This is good. You see your Zarya is back based on the bubble there. You can also, you know, don't forget about the health pack for yourself. So when you start taking damage, that health pack is there to save you. Okay. Both your support are back. And remember, when we do have a Zarya, this is the MVP. The entire game hinges on Zarya being able to effectively utilize her cooldowns. With her being out in the middle of the open like this, I'm gonna guess that this tank doesn't know how to play Zarya. Because this is the only time you stand like this is when you're fully charged with 2 bubbles active. So, like, she already used one of her bubbles. You can see she has almost no charge because she's not glowing. So, like, she's maybe put herself into a death scenario here. She needs the health pack. And which she did grab. That's great. You heard the soldier ultimate. So in this moment, it's time to just back around this corner. You're about to have your orb off cooldown. 5 more seconds on the orb. So it's not worth your life trying to get just a tiny bit of juice on the soldier during tac visor. Because again, like the enemy team, if they just hit you 1 time while soldier's using tac visor on you, the odds of you surviving that are pretty slim. Cool, so you get behind cover. This is great. Great job. Yes, absolutely. You're doing awesome. That's fine. Your Kiriko can take care of her right now. Kiriko has the tools necessary, plus your healing orb is on her. Kiriko has the tools necessary to keep her alive, although she is kind of slightly stuck inside of this Ramatra field. So if she can get out of the line of sight of them and keep herself alive, she has the tools to keep Zarya up as well. Yep, and yep, just kind of grab the damage. Kind of grab the damage where you can here. With the Kitsune Rush going out for your team, the Zarya is going to have faster bubbles, which means she can get more aggressive in this moment. She also has more damage as she's going through, so I think that you guys should probably win this fight. Bro, this Mercy is crazy. And your Cassidy is terrible. Cass couldn't do anything. Like, he shit his pants at that moment. I think he just panicked because he didn't hit a single shot on that Mercy at all. That's pretty bad. Pretty bad aim on this this character. Maybe, perhaps, he should not play a character that requires aim. Because he doesn't seem to have very good aim. Yep, so in this moment, you gotta call it out to Zarya. I'm out of juice. Play passive. You know, you see, though, her beam is going, bro. Like, this beam is lit right now. So she has the power to kill everyone in this moment. Yeah, like, that is quick. Quick. But we don't chase them. Yeah, the healing orb probably right here because you're low on juice, right? Yep, we're keeping Zarya up. We forced them back to their spawn. I still probably would have thrown the healing orb. You're very low on juice right now. Awesome. You used your fade to cross the cooldown, keeping you completely safe as you travel from one side of the open sightline to the other side, and in doing so, you know, fade is such an easy cooldown to come back. In doing so, you kept yourself alive to see another day, right? You throw that healing orb right now. Yep, beautiful. Oh no, you used it. You used fade to try to get out of there. I saw you press the button, but the Mei walled behind you, and because of that, the wall stopped your ability to use the super jump portion of the fade, and that forced you into the Mei ultimate. That was really smart on Mei's part. What you don't want to do here is accidentally fat finger your coalescence button, especially with Zarya utilizing her ult right now. There's a good chance that they can't capitalize and don't kill you. That being said, the Mei seems to be looking directly at you, right? So if she right-clicks you, there's a good shot that you do die. Let's see. Damn. Bro, that Mei was on you. You see, she even got the headshot and everything. So it is what it is. She's getting tons of value out of this right now. And your Kiriko goes down as well. The Zarya is low health too, so this is not great. This is not great for Zarya. I hope that she grabs this health pack, but of course she doesn't. All she needed to do was fight up these stairs, grab this health pack, and she could have kept going for at least a while longer. She has only grabbed the health pack once, and she's near a lot of megas. Like, she's fighting near them, so you would think, hey, I'm near the mega, this is probably exactly what I want to do, right? But it doesn't seem like that goes through her mind at all. A little bit puzzling, right? You kind of don't understand why you wouldn't. But, whatever. Your cast goes down. You're now staggering in. And I know they're very close to the end, but the Sombra running in here, this is death for Sombra. I swear so many people forget there's health packs throughout the map. They don't think about them. They don't use them. Like, it's crazy, especially tanks who have the most gigantic hit point pools of any characters in the entire game. Like, you absolutely need to be picking up these health packs every chance you get, because if you're not, you're draining the resources of your team, like, especially for tank players, right? Like, specifically for tank players, they monopolize the healing of their team, and in doing so, they miss out on opportunities where they could restore gigantic portions of their own health without having to wait. You know, it's an instant burst heal. That was such a clutch translocator. I just want to back it up so that we can watch it from this angle. Just like 3 seconds, right? Let's just watch this Sombra. Watch Sombra use the translocator. Awesome. Oh my god, dude. Alright, so right now, the panic is setting in, right? You see that they're getting close to the end. There's only so much you can do in this moment. Your stall is basically all you got, right? Like, you go out there, you hopefully make it to the payload, and you stall for just a few seconds. You do have coal, so that can heal you up pretty good. Throw your healing orb. Yep. You're stalling as best you can. There's only so much you can do. You needed to get out there, otherwise your team wouldn't make it at all. You heard that Kiriko also made it to you. Is she here? She is stalling as well. So yes, both of your supports are going to be down for this. Your tank is going to come out to no supports. Maybe she saves it, but I find it unlikely. We would need such a good high noon right here. And he does get some people low, but the Mei just uses Ice Block immediately. The Soldier potentially is the only one who could really die from that. And the Zarya is about to get her charge up very quickly. It's over. The Ramattra ultimate's gonna kill Zarya. It's just too much damage. And the Kitsune Rush comes out too. Oh man, dude. And my favorite part though. My favorite part of all of this is that your Torbjorn switched characters a third time. This is now the 4th character he's played in this one round. And now he's Tracer. Their Mercy was pretty low health there. You maybe could have killed her. I don't know that you necessarily saw it, but probably not, right? Like, this was just a last-ditch effort. You did your best. I don't think there was anything wrong with most of the play that happened in this round, aside from there was that one point where you used GA and you got over onto the roof that was closer to them. They killed you in that moment, and they kind of snowballed it from there. But, you know, the Mei walling you off while utilizing her ultimate was incredibly smart gameplay on her part. So that is the thing that kept you from being able to get value from that point forward. That's tough. It's tough, right? All right, give me 1 second. I'm going to turn the air conditioner on in here because it is 77 degrees and I am going to melt. I have a jacket on. I'm going to melt. 1 sec. All right, so that won't stop it from, you know, getting super hot in here. It'll still stay right about where it is right now, but it will, you know, it'll at least feel better. I'm sorry for the audio noise. Hopefully it's not too loud in the background. I do have a noise gate and a noise filter on the microphone, so hopefully that is able to drown out a lot of that. All right, so you're attacking now. Let's see what your team picks.
Shed the weight of your doubts, and your mind will become clear.
You know, it's pretty hilarious to have a name like Goat and to have lost as hard as they did in that last round. Alright. Doesn't look like anybody's gonna swap. Just gonna move it forward just a little bit. Okay, so this is our starting team. You're good, you can't hear it? Alright, awesome. Awesome. So your team to start off here, bro, your character, your Torbjorn swaps from a Tracer. He is now a Mei. This is 5 characters Torbjorn has swapped to in this one game. And this guy's just a jack of all trades. He knows how to play every character at an extremely low level. So there's that, right? So that's awesome. Good for him. I like that, you know, you gotta applaud the effort. So, you're starting off as Moira, this is good. You have a Zenyatta, that's kind of fine. Your team, with the Moira, you can do the bulk of the healing, while Zen gets, some of that healing in there, and in doing so, the Discord Orb may help your teammates to accidentally fall onto a kill. You know, maybe with the help of the Discord Orb, they'll stumble onto an elimination, at some point during this round. Gotta catch them all, DPS. Yo, that's for real, though. And the tank is now a Ramatra. I guess he liked playing against the Ramatra so much that he thought, you know what, I'm gonna also be Ram so that we can stand there. And, yo, speaking of Pokemon references, we got the Ramatra versus Ramatra duel about to come up, which is gonna be both sides, both characters standing there doing this. And that is a perfect example of the Overwatch equivalent of that one episode of Pokemon where Ash was dueling against that guy who had a Metapod. And it was Metapod versus Metapod. And they were both just like, Metapod, harden! Right? Just over and over again for like 4 hours. So that's exactly what's going to happen here. They're just going to Ramatra harden at each other and block in each other's face over and over again. Your Widowmaker off the spawn here, this is where we do play Widow. This is the time, rather than the defense, this is the time to play Widow, because the spawn is so close. If she dies, she can just immediately come back, or she could swap very quickly. I hope that your Widow will actually shoot something. She's been shooting the air a lot, right? Like, she's been shooting around people quite a bit. I don't think she's hit anybody yet this game, though. Alright, so you're moving forward. That was good, throwing the damage orb off the start. That's totally fine. Maybe a little bit too much healing off the start here. And as you approach this corner, we haven't really dealt any damage to them yet. Excuse me. So, utilizing your healing orb as you approach the corner, and you know that you're about to get hit with every cooldown imaginable, will save you some juice for the long fight, right? So the long fight ahead will require most of your bar anyway. Utilizing the healing orb right away before they put in damage, and then swapping to the damage orb kind of in the middle of the fight when people may or may not be low health could potentially save you some of the juice that you run out of quickly as Moira. Okay, this is fine. And you're already out of juice, right? Tough. You would have ran out just a little bit later had you used the healing orb first. Well, your 2 DPS are already dead. Your Ramatra is in here doing the, remember Rock'em Sock'em robots? You guys remember those? I'm pretty sure that's what we're looking at right here. And it's gonna be your Ramatra who has his head, shoot up into the sky. That's what's gonna end up happening. Their RAM is actually getting low, but both of their supports are able to get over there. They have a strong support duo as well with the Baptiste and the Kiriko. Bap, because the RAM is on the ground, has a very easy time hitting the Ramatra on their team. So, potentially, your Ramatra loses the Rock'em Sock'em Robots duel. Wild that nobody's blocking, though. Okay. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, dude. Here we go. This is the moment where the push is over. The push probably should have been pulled back a little bit just based off of the fact that the 2 DPS were dead, right? But this moment, where the tank gets walled off and the 2 support are up front, one of you will die, I think, before this wall goes away. And there he goes. Poor goat. Ah, man, dude, your RAM has to go. At least he figured it out, though. Look at him. He turned around and ran. He completely ran. Oh my God, his new abbreviated name is Ran. It's not Ram anymore. Yep, you're trying to. Yes, bro. Yes, your Widow accidentally hit a headshot for the first time all game. This is great. Oh man, but if your Ram dies, if your Ramatra goes down in this moment, boy, would that suck, huh? Because that would put you at even. No, it's over. He knew. He had the moment, right? You guys had it in your grasp. Where the moment where you could push up because their tank died. And that, as quickly as it came, that's how quickly it went away. Yeah, we gotta kill that immortality field. You had the idea right there, but the beam is going all over everybody right now. That's fine. Throwing the damage orb out there means that, potentially you help somebody get a kill. And again, this is the middle of the fight, right? People have already taken damage. So that's great. Ran out to you. Oh my God, that is so fucking funny. That is so good. Yes, that's it. That's his new name. Oh my, I want to get that on a shirt. I want to print that and put it on the merch store. And it's just Ramatra's back, just in the full run animation. With some of the anime lines to show speed. Oh my God, that would be so funny. I approve. It would be so good. You can't reach her. You can't reach Zen from here. This is too far for the Moira beam to reach. Yeah, you're throwing the orb, so that's good. But just a little bit too far. Also, what's your Mei doing in there, bro? Alright, she walled it off. She's fine. As long as she doesn't keep fighting, she's fine. You're looking for that charge. You're looking for that charge. Alright, your Ram is already out of armor health. I mean, he doesn't have that much armor, but when he's in tank form, you can see that his armor health goes up significantly. You guys need to get him up if you can. The Zen orb is not on him. I'm not sure why Zen's orb is not on him, but that would be really helpful right now to help you out. And he's dead again already. Oh no! This push is over. Yeah, we just leave at this moment and we go back to the spawn. We toss the healing orb. We toss the healing orb to cover the escape of the Mei, and then we turn around and we walk back to the spawn. Protect yourself. Yeah, we can't do anything here except die. The only, like, the worst case scenario, we die. Best case scenario, we make it around the corner and live to fight another battle. And your Widow is off in Narnia right now. Like, she found a wardrobe somewhere, and she happened to step through it, and so she's having tea with Mr. Tumnus way the fuck over here, completely out of line of sight of every single person on your team. Yeah, you faded out of there. That was the right call. Yep, and the fact that Mei hasn't left yet is kind of Mei's own fault. This is good. You did the right thing, throwing the healing orb out there. Cool. Great. You're holding the heal too long. You're holding, not tapping anymore. We got to remember the trigger discipline of tapping, and also the letting them take a little bit of damage first, because the Lucio has his heal aura around you guys. I don't know if you saw, but your Zen swapped over to a Lucio, so now he can pick up a lot of the AoE healing for you. So you want to wait until they have a little bit of damage on, because the AoE healing of Lucio will help you guys sustain. Assuming that he stays with your team and doesn't, like, run all the way over here, jump off the wall, like, do a kickflip 360 and then land on the point, and then, you know, and then turn on his favorite record. Assuming he stays with you guys, potentially he takes care of a lot of the healing that you needed. And he does. All right, cool. We just don't fight into the window, so you want to fade to the other side here, because you know the window, you know exactly where the window is, right? So you just fade across the gap, right? And then in coming through this doorway, you neutralize the effectiveness of the window, right? Because then they have to decide, like, well, do I stay on the high ground and do nothing, or try and hit the people that are still back here? Or do I come down off of the high ground and lose out on all of the value of the Baptiste window entirely? Right, you have the moment. Beautiful, awesome. You did exactly the right thing, it just took a little bit too long. You stepped into this too early. You just count to 2 before you step in to the Mei ultimate, because you are probably going to get frozen by this, because just based on the time that you stepped in. And she killed your ultimate doing that. Oh no. And the Ram ult is going off. Oh god. Nothing could have gone worse for you in this moment, I think, than what just happened. At least you got out. Nah, we just leave. Everybody who's here is dead. When you used fade, you fade around this corner, you throw the healing orb where in the direction that you're going, and you give the middle finger, like, to everybody who is behind you, right? Like, good luck, everybody else. You threw the damage orb too. I mean, you couldn't have lived in that moment, right? It is what it is. Your Torbjorn is dead. Dead. Nuh-uh. Your skill orb killed the Ramatra. That is amazing. That is the most hilarious turn of events that could have ever happened. No one is there to capitalize on it, but it is fantastic that the skill orb killed the tank. The turret also killed the immortality field, so that's good, and now the soldier is killing the turret. Your team needs to wait for the support, right? Like, you got a Winston going out, you know what Winston's about to do, and jump all the way onto the point, right? And then he's gonna land there and immediately get blown up. There's gonna be pieces of monkey everywhere, right? And then the Reaper's gonna teleport directly in and inevitably be too far away from you guys to utilize his Wraith form. Everybody needs to wait for you guys to come back at this moment. The Reaper is already low health. He just left the spawn. Yeah, we just can't do anything for him from here. We can't hit them from here. The beam hits from, like, here, from where you are, to, like, right here. And that's as far as it goes, right? Like, it's like you can think of it like a 10-foot pole, basically. Yeah, and if you couldn't hit them with a 10-foot pole, then you can't hit them with the healing beam from Moira. Yeah, right there. That's about right. Yep, this is good. This is good. You can't hit him from here. The Reaper is inside of the healing aura of the Lucio, but not actually taking the heals from you. Just a heads up. You gotta build your muscle memory. Yes. Yes. We got an limb. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Your team needs the heals. And we need to not fight into the Kitsune rush, right? Like, so your tank just needs to break line of sight with that door. The Kitsune rush coming out is bad news bears for your squad. The best thing that Torbjorn could do right now would be to stand behind this and right-click until the day is done. Like, until he has no more bullets left at all. Like, the only thing that can save you right now is massive burst damage. Because if you don't have that, which you don't on your team, because the Reaper is already dead, your tank is 1 hit point. Not that he has burst damage anyway, but like that's just an aside. Your tank has 1 hit point left already as the Kitsune rush gets started. This is the end of the push, I think. Your skill orb should kill that soldier unless he's getting supported. Let's see, he is getting supported. That's unfortunate. Yeah, time to go. We out. You still have time. You still have another push left in you. But you have to survive. Soldier sees where you are. Just grab that health pack. Awesome. Good. And now we just wait for the tank. We've got 1 DPS. Like, in general, I don't recommend running into a 4v5, but this is your last push. You don't have time left to think about it. The Torbjorn has to get up with you, and you guys have to dive. Reaper can teleport behind their point, and they won't be able to see him, right? He teleports over here, and then, like, walks around to the side of the point when your, Winston dives through. He could do that and be completely safe, aside from when he uses his voice line. Like, when he teleports, I don't know why Reaper does this, but when he teleports, he uses a really loud voice line and says some dumb shit like, "From the shadows," super loud, so that everybody knows that he's there, or "flanking." Like, why would you tell everyone that you're flanking? What kind of stupid voice line is that? But that's really what happens, but that's what he should do. And that way he can come up behind them, right, and be scary Reaper, while they're looking at Monkey, and then they have to turn around and be like, "Oh shit, the Reaper's here! Oh god!" Right? But I don't think he's gonna do that. Pretty sure he's just gonna walk forward. Look at how low health he is already, dude. What a clutch Reaper. Oh, your Torbjorn's leading the way, right? Oh my god, he stopped and turned around. This guy has gold Reaper guns. Like, you need to turn those in, fam. There is no reason why you should have a gold anything. You have been the least effective person I've ever seen play DPS. Also, like to point out, this is now their 6th character this game. You need to stay alive. You're at 77 to your next ultimate. You need to stay alive and get a coalescence. Potentially, that could win you the game. Or at least the point. Did we focus that, Curie? Yes, yes. Yeah, it took you a second to think about it, but you did it. Uh-oh. Yes. And the Curie's gone, right? So get ready, throw your healing orb. Oh man, your team is already dead. Your team got killed by the soldier tac visor. Your tank went down. Your Reaper went down. Torbjorn's all that's left. You do get the ultimate off, so there's that. You did everything you could. I think you did everything you could in that moment. It is what it is. We're gonna play this out. This was your final push. Lucio comes back, but he can't even stand on the point because the Ramatra ultimate is going off and their entire team is there. Alright, that's tough. Alright, so when you said in the email that you felt like you couldn't do anything in this game, I understand why. There were several opportunities where your team could have gotten some kills, and they kind of never did anything, right? Like, your team, your DPS, were very bad at killing things. And, like, if we can look, I have the scoreboard. You sent me the scoreboard as well. I'm just gonna lift this up. The enemy team had, like, 20 deaths between them. Your team had 10, 20, 30, 40, 47 deaths between them, right? Let me just see. 10, 20, 30, 40, 46 deaths. So the enemy team had 18 deaths. Your team had 46 deaths, comparatively, right? So when you think about that, holy shit, your team was bad at killing things and bad at staying alive, right? And like, that is, their numbers are indicative of the enemy team using team shotting quite often. They have 29 kills on the Ramatra, 30 kills for the Mei, 33 kills for the Soldier, and you compare that to your team, where the highest kill is 12. Your team just didn't have the offensive potential that the enemy team had. So that's the first part, right? The second part is, like, my main critique of your Moira play, because you do a lot of things that are correct. My main critique is you need to practice your muscle memory. You need to go and practice for like a long time, every day, I would say. And the first thing you do every day for like 10 minutes is stand in the practice range and heal things so that you know where your maximum heal is. And heal things from low health, heal things from high health, you know, use all different variables so that you drill it into your mind. And I want you to do this for like 2 weeks, because it takes a long time to build up muscle memory, and doing it in game, like while you're playing the game, is almost impossible because the situation around you is constantly shifting. So your brain has to take in so much information, right? That you can't remember the subtle nuances that you need to. The thing about the practice range that makes it good is that the environment is static. So you don't have to worry about 1,000 different factors coming into play when you need to remember one thing. So I want you to hyper focus on the range of Moira's heal and learning where you can and cannot effectively heal somebody, and how much heal you need to put in to effectively heal somebody. And when you do that over the course of like 2 weeks, your brain will start to recognize like instantly where you are too far away, where you're using too much healing, and in general, like the healing orb as well, like utilizing that inside of the practice range will tell you roughly how much value you can get out of this before you need to utilize your actual juice. And in doing that, I think you'll get a lot more out of the character, because there are too many situations where you are out of juice. And that will happen significantly less often when you have drilled the muscle memory of her kit into your mind. You will have a better time overall just keeping the team alive when you know off the jump exactly how much healing you need to invest into somebody, and exactly how far away they can be before you can't heal them anymore. That is my main critique. Aside from that, you are a pretty good Moira player, and your Mercy play also pretty good. Although, like I said earlier, when you use GA and the enemy team is in front of you, make sure if you're taking a high ground angle, make sure you take the one that is closer to your team, not closer to the enemy team, and in that way, you'll just keep yourself alive longer. Storm, I want to thank you for sending in this gameplay footage. We have some more from you coming up later on this week. We're doing a gameplay sent in by the viewer Zach tomorrow, and then we'll have a Lucio match sent in by Spicy One on Wednesday, and then we'll get to your Mercy Gone Wild here on Thursday. I'm excited to see your Mercy play there. But yeah, like, use your muscle memory, drill in your muscle memory, play in the practice range every single day, before every match. Just keep doing it over and over again, because it takes time for your brain to remember. Like, it takes time to set in as second nature, and that's my main critique. Well done. Alright. We have made it to the gameplay portion of today's show, so if you would like to come and get your game on with me, I would be happy to bring you along for some fun. I will give everybody like a match or two to sign on, and then we'll dive in together for anybody who wants to come with me. We have the Grill Master is back on the shop for me, so the game really wants me to play with this skin, and I'm never going to do it. Yeah, round of applause for Storm, everybody. Hang on. I actually have this. Hang on. Let me just, I need to move forward here on a couple of my things. Where is it? Nope, not that one. Not that one. Let's see. I know I have it on here. I just have to figure out what page it's on. Oh, well, maybe I don't. I had a round of applause on my Steam Deck. I just don't know. I don't remember where it is. I haven't used the sound effects in a long time, so... You know what? For this one, we're going to go ahead and we're going to give that game 1 cow moo. Perfect. Awesome. Yeah, because I can't find the round of applause. So, we give that game 1 moo. And I think that'll do it. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to put myself in. I'm going to play as Moira if I can in this game. And we're going to see if I can get some value out of Moira. Just kind of show off what I was talking about with the heal, with the amount that you need to heal, with the range that you can heal. And inevitably, because I'm trying to show off how to play the character well, I'll probably end up losing the first game. Plus, my first game in 2 days. So, if I do terrible, I blame the moo sound effect. We're good. I bet you guys couldn't even hear that because I have desktop audio shut off. Damn it. Hang on. Let's just see here. Audio output capture. Let me just see. Hang on. Nah, it's not gonna work. This isn't what I needed. And I'm defending, so I can't mess around with this for too long. Okay, I put it on there, and as just so that you guys could hear it, because I know you couldn't hear it the first time, I give that game 1 cow moo. Because I can't find my round of applause. Alright, we're going. Oh no. So the team is starting off at a significant disadvantage here. We're just going to pretend like they're not, though. I'm going to chuck the healing orb to them. And hopefully it makes it to them. And it did. Look at my pinpoint accuracy, chat. You've never seen a more accurate Moira orb. I'm going to take this health pack. I'm chucking this over there. So it'll bounce back to us. Good, awesome. I kind of don't want to be in line of sight of this Hanzo. I don't want to put myself in a position where I potentially die. Now we put damage in on this Reinhardt. Because he is out of position. And needs to be punished for it. I throw the damage orb back there because it's getting kind of hectic for them. So it could be difficult to track where the damage orb is going. I use my fade to get out of the way of the Helix rocket right as it goes out at me. We're going to damage up on this Rhine. Damage, damage, damage. Bang, and we were able to help kill the Rhine. We're going to help keep this Orisa alive. Good. Toss Genji the healing orb, because we know that we don't necessarily need to worry about healing him, with the Mercy kind of doing the work for us. Put a little bit of heals in on that Sombra. We're getting the hell out of the way here. I need to turn my mic on. Tank, come back. Our tank was able to kill their tank again. So we're doing great. I'm going to steal this health pack. Can I get the fucking health pack, please? Jesus Christ. I'm going to chuck the damage orb in their general direction. Trying to keep myself out of line of sight of them for now. Toss that back there to Genji, because I can't reach him from my current angle. We're gonna fade out of the way and make sure that we're not standing in the spicy noodles. We're gonna damage up. Nope. Throwing the healing orb, damaging up on this Symmetra teleporter, because we don't want her to be able to do anything with that. Damaging up on this Zarya. Just gonna keep her dead. Now we throw the healing orb over to Genji. See, the Illari is in our backline here. I'm just gonna utilize this health pack. Get myself out of the way. Throwing the healing orb to Genji. We can hear that the Hanzo is using his Storm Arrow through the point here. Genji is down and our Sombra is down at this moment. So it's now gotten very scary for us. We can put the damage in on this Moira. Time to go. We're running with the healing orb here. Waiting for Fade. Fade. We're out of the way. Throw the healing orb for myself. Our Genji was able to peel for me. Just waiting for my moment. Throwing the healing orb. Our tank is dead again, unfortunately. Gotta kill this turret so that their team doesn't have as much healing. I'm gonna fade through and toss the healing orb out for my squad. Just keeping our sustain up. Damage on this Zarya. Keeping our Genji alive here. Throwing the healing orb to make sure that Genji can get heals in the places where I can't be. Damage on this Moira, damage on this Moira. Never letting her regen health there. Throwing the damage orb out to get anybody who might be low health. Unfortunately, our Sombra went down. If I'd have thrown the healing orb, potentially I could have saved her. But our Mercy has res, so we're good there. We're going to help the Genji a little bit with the fight with that Alari. Throwing the healing orb so that my team has the sustain, because I don't necessarily want to be too close there. Just going to keep this Genji alive. I have my ultimate in my back pocket for when they push through the point here. I'm going to throw the damage orb out their way and hopefully catch them as they come out the door. Unfortunately, it didn't get anyone. It looks like they are standing kind of in their spawn right now. Tossing the healing orb now. Make sure that I get my healing that I need. I'm just going to keep this. Okay, I went the wrong way. So I have to be very careful about what happens next. I tried to get up onto the high ground position there, and I wasn't able to. But I was able to get the Zarya as I came through. I want to save this Genji, but I can't. So I'm in a really bad place right now. So I'm waiting for Fade to come off cooldown. I'm going to kill this Hanzo. I'm going to keep this, keep this horse alive. We're good. We're good. That's a 14-0 here on King's Row. I never ran out of juice. Never once did I run out of juice. The entire game, I was able to keep everyone up as much as I could. I got Pogs, so that's awesome. This is where I was putting that damage in on the Moira. Threw the damage orb for them. I don't know why this is play of the game, but alright, I'll take it, dude. You see how much juice I had for that entire game, right? Like, that is knowing when to heal, when to throw the healing orb, utilizing the healing orb's power, you know, damaging when appropriate. We don't need to go ham on the damage. We just need to make sure that we are damaging when the enemy team needs it. Like when they overcommit, when they're in a place where we can take advantage of them. I overcommitted twice in that game where I should have been killed, and unfortunately, the enemy team never punished me for it. But I think they were very new. Yeah, they were pretty new. And that's okay. I'm going to give it to our tank, give the endorsement to our Genji, because Genji saved my life. Thanks for that, dude. You're the real MVP, Genji. And tomorrow, for those of you who don't know, tomorrow Season 10 comes out here in Overwatch, so that'll be exciting. We're going to have Venture is going to be here tomorrow, so we'll be able to play Venture and check out the new hero. Although, you know, we did that a few weeks ago, but we'll be able to play them again and really get a grasp on what they can and can't do. We'll have Ventures probably in every game for, like, the next, I don't know, 6 weeks. So that'll be cool. Again, I'm just going to play Moira here so that you can see, from my perspective, what I do. And hopefully that can better inform your decisions. Don't do what I did where I faded into the backline to try and save Genji. I should have let Genji die, but I went back there to try and save him because he saved me. And I was able to survive against the enemy Moira with 5 hit points. That is the only reason I went back there. That was a pride thing to try and help the homie. But I should have absolutely been punished by that Hanzo. Come here. Let me get this cup, bro. I want to pick it up so badly. Like, I want it to just, like, you know, like, shoot into her hand, but it's not happening. So we have a Doomfist, who is not coming. There he is. All right, cool. We have a Doomfist, we have a Sojourn, we got a Sombra, and a Zenyatta. So I'm going to be on the bulk of the healing here. Just going to be chucking out the healing orb right off the start here, trying to keep our squad up, away from that. I need to get out of the way. You can hear that the Sombra is on me. Enemy Sombra is on me. Let me just heal you up. I'm going to keep you alive. In general, I would not be fading in that moment to get over to the Sombra, but that being said, she was low health, and I didn't really need to worry about saving it for anything. Just gonna keep her alive. Fading. Unfortunately, I was not able to save her. And this Moira really wants me, but I'm not gonna give it to her. Fade through the health pack on my way by, throw the healing orb, and run with it so that I can gain the healing from it. We're going to damage up on this Sombra to make sure that she dies on the way to the point. Just tap, tap, tapping with the trigger discipline here. Got the Symmetra turrets are up. I want to try and get an eye on this Doomfist. And we're just going to heal him up utilizing the healing orb. Got plenty of time here. I'm just going to kind of move forward a little bit. Get the heal going for our squad here. The Doomfist is in their backline, and I'm not going to go with him. So he's just going to have to figure it out on his own. Going to chuck that up there. Hopefully get the enemy Sombra. Hey, Sombra. I'm going to chuck that in her general direction. Right, and I was able to kill her with the skill orb. Just going to get over here. Chuck the healing orb for our team. We have Doom is getting extremely low. Just gonna back up, throw the healing orb, make sure that I'm line of sighting this enemy Moira. Damage up on this Zarya as she comes through. Okay, so this is the moment, right? This is the moment where shit hits the fan. Just gonna keep my team alive, much as I can. Alright, now, waiting for my fade to come off cooldown. Gonna chuck this and get this big damage in on this Mercy so that she dies, and once she goes down, our team is more able to realistically live. And I'm just gonna fade out of the way of our, that fight with that Symmetra. Gotta make sure that Doom doesn't get hacked and immediately killed by the Sombra. So we're gonna put this damage in on this Sombra, and unfortunately I died to the big beam of the Zarya. I knew that I could fade at that moment. I had fade active, and I was saving it. Well, I was trying to peel for the Doom, just saving it for one more second, but the Zarya focused up on me, which is probably smart on her part. Okay, gonna chuck this healing orb in my team's direction. Unfortunately, my team is getting destroyed by this Zarya. Right, and I'm trying to keep this Zen alive, and I just can't. We're just gonna get out of the way, and we're going back into the spawn right now. Wait for the tank. We got time. Right, so now that the tank is here, we know that we have an ultimate up from our Sojourn. Words are hard. Just gonna peel, just peeling. I need to get full heals out on my team. Bro, I am healing you so much. You have no idea. You're gonna use that? Now I'm out of juice. And unfortunately, I just need a little bit more damage here. Trying to keep the team up. It's gonna be over for me here, but it is what it is, right? That was our last ditch effort. Unfortunately, it fell apart there at the end. But I didn't let the Sombra hack me out of my ultimate. And Moira is one of those few characters that Sombra can hack and shut the ultimate down. So when Sombra started hacking me, I immediately put damage onto her to interrupt her hack, which is important to remember. When the Sombra is on the enemy team, you can very easily lose all of the value of your ultimate. Unfortunately, I don't think our Sojourn ever used it, which sucks, but, you know, it is what it is. They can't say that I'm putting out too much damage. I'm barely damaging. You know, I have less damage than our Zen. I'm only damaging when it's necessary. Hate when that happens. Me too. Yeah, the Sombra being able to hack you out of your ultimate, it needs to be more consistent across the board, in my opinion. She needs to be able to hack everybody out of their ultimate, or no one out of their ultimate. And that's how it should be. It doesn't make sense that, like, Moira can get hacked out, but, like, fucking Mei can't, right? Like, you can't hack the little thing that Mei drops and shut that down. I don't understand. Or like Reaper, you can't hack Reaper out of his Death Blossom when you absolutely should be able to hack Reaper out of the Death Blossom. And I'm kind of utilizing my cover here, keeping myself and my team alive. And now that Doom has gone too deep, I'm gonna end up dying for this. Like, Doom went too deep, and I'm gonna end up dying for this. It is what it is. Doom, I tried to save you, but you went too deep. You killed both of us. I'm gonna throw the damage orb, just get it on cooldown. We never know if anybody is up there. Maybe it pops that Sombra out of her invis or whatever. Gonna heal our Zen, just keeping our Zen alive. Nope, I'm not able to. Well, then we're just gonna kill Sombra. Sojourn, you line-of-sighted me like 3 times. I tried to get to you. We're just all going in on this Zarya, making sure that she can't immediately kill us. Where is this bitch? How did it not get her? Like, where did she go to that I wasn't able to stop her? Utilizing my fade to get out of there at this moment. Trying to keep everybody alive. Well, you need to get to a place where I can see you, bro. Okay. There we go. We kill this Zarya again. We put her inside of a very long respawn. Instantly dead. Kill their Moira again. Throwing out the, You missed the health pack. You tried to slide into it and you missed it. We need to stop fighting at their spawn and retreat now. Utilizing my movement ability to get backwards. Retreat, retreat. I'm about to have an ultimate, so I absolutely need to stay alive at this moment so I can get value out of my ultimate, just in case. And that's our round 2. Doing good. Doing great. Got a ton of healing. I never ran out. except for like one part and the beginning of the last round. I haven't run out at all in that round, and I'm doing my best to keep everybody up. And you see, we have like 50% more healing than the supports on the other team. All right. This is where we win it or lose it. Let's hope we all know how to play. We just need Doom to make smart choices. And if we can do that, then we will win. Getting hit by that Junker Queen knife was pretty scary for us at that moment. I am now out of juice, right? Because I can't effectively take these fights with anyone. There's just too many people in front of me. If I kill this Lucio, their sustain goes down significantly. Even just getting him off the point is extremely valuable. We know that this Moira has no fade, so we kill her. I wish our team didn't back off at that moment, but it is what it is. We're gonna toss that to the side there. Fading behind the Cassidy forced him to decide whether or not he was going to take the fight with us or continue using High Noon in the direction he was currently facing. Keeping the squad up, keeping the squad up. Right, time to get on this Cassidy again, on this Lucio, on this Cassidy. Doing good. Tossing the healing orb for our Doom. Just getting out of there before it gets too crazy. Healing orb for our team. Supporting our Sojourn as much as possible during her ultimate. Getting crazy a little bit with this Doom, but like utilizing more healing than I would like to. But in doing so, we are able to push their entire team back to the spawn, which is great. Just gonna kill that turret. Again, we're chucking the healing orb to keep Doom. Doom, don't go too deep. Alright, now we're utilizing this. We're utilizing the ultimate to keep Doom alive as long as possible. And now we know that they're coming our way. So we're just gonna chuck the healing orb, get back onto the point here. I have full healing because it gave us time during the ultimate to actually... Again, I'm just trying to keep everyone up. We want to kill this Moira, but it doesn't look like we're going to be able to. We're just going to try. We're trying to keep them all alive as long as possible, right? Just getting out of the way of the enemy. Unfortunately, I just couldn't keep her up. Just using my fade to change my angle there. But staying on the team as much as possible. Throwing the healing orb back to them. So that I can potentially save Zenyatta. Because Zen is going to be clutch in this moment. We need to kill Lucio. And he is the main target that is making it difficult for us to do what we need to do. So we're just going to put that big damage in on Luce. Big damage on Luce, right? And then once he goes down, their support goes down. It's very close to being an even fight here. Doom is gonna have to win this. It's a massive DPS diff. We're doing our best, dude. We are trying so hard. Our Doom is down. We have ultimates. Let's go. Let's do it.
It's go time. Surrender to my will.
Stalling for as long as I can here. And I didn't have enough time to stall out that fade. I tried really hard, dudes. You see, I had 18,000 healing that game. 27 kills and 5 deaths. Slightly more. You'll never understand the joys of spawn camping. I understand when you're going too deep, fam. I know how to spawn camp. Stop yapping in quick play. I will not stop yapping. I'm gonna keep telling everybody how to play correctly, and you're gonna keep dying at their spawn because you don't know how. See you later. Yeah, whatever, dude. Stop yapping in quick play. Play better, dog. If you hadn't died, we wouldn't have been in this situation to begin with. We had it. We were winning super hard in that first game, or in that first round, and then Doomfist went too deep and died. I don't want to hear it, bro. With your 8 deaths. Killing me, Smalls. Jesus Christ. You know what I'm saying? Like, Doomfist, like, what a hilarious character to be talking shit. In kills, but damage was great. You don't need to camp to kick your ass. Which one was that? Persephone. That was their Moira. I disagree. I mean, I killed their Moira several times. Whatever. Oh no, I endorsed the Doom. Oh well. He's got a 3 endorsement rating too, so like, you know, like he's an absolute pro. I hope I see him again. I wonder if that was the same dude that I had an argument with when he was playing tank last week. I have no idea, honestly. I'll play Moira again. We'll get in there, we'll kick some ass.
Humanity is shackled.
Let's see, last match.
I will find the key.
Let's check his career profile.
Is in store.
Ah, yes.
Let us see to it.
But of course. Awesome. Alright, so I don't have to worry about him being on the team for 7 days. Fantastic. Alright, so we have a Zarya, which is not the best tank off the start here, but I think we can do fine. The Torbjorn, also kind of a weird choice. Just gonna chuck this out, keep our sustain up, let Zarya build up that charge, because once she goes ham, it's gonna be the end of their team. Chuck that in their direction. Just gonna kill their Sombra. Yes. Yep, cool. And Baptiste was able to rein it in for him. I'm gonna try and get the heals out to the Zarya. Zarya, I'm sorry, you were just a little bit too far away from the payload. Keeping the squad alive and pushing the payload. Making sure the payload goes where it needs to go. Just gonna put that over there in case the Sombra is back already. Just wanna put the damage in on this Moira. Help this Moira fade away. Tossing the damage orb out in their direction. Reaper's going super deep right now, but we don't have the payload. We're C9ing the point, dude. Just gonna toss that up there, get some value. What an awesome ultimate from that, Sombra. Sombra, let me show you this trick. It's your death. Are you getting spawn camped, Bep? I've killed that Sombra several times.
Come with me if you want to live.
Your end is within my reach. Come here. Succumb to your end. The payload has reached the checkpoint.
Watch here! Got an enemy here!
Keeping the team alive, keeping the team alive. You see that they're, yeah, we can just leave her, bro. We don't have to keep fighting her.
You will be renewed.
Like it never happened.
A taste of poison.
Toss the skill orb up in their general direction. She has 1 hit point, too. I wonder if the skill orb comes back for her. Nope.
Fate is in your grasp.
Utilizing the automatic damage to keep that Sombra dead. Don't forget the health pack, homie. You missed it. It's now time to heal everyone. Keep the healing orbs on cooldown. That way we have these the sustain necessary to keep pushing us forward. Right, we're just gonna throw the healing orb again. And that is an easy dub. Easy dubs. Good game, dudes. Much better. Much better than the last game. That tank knew how to tank. I bet you that tank has a high endorsement rating, too. Let's find out. Still 3. Well, they're getting higher. I know I'm endorsing them. Torbjorn is on point, dude. We don't let Sombra live in this bitch. Slime boy. Alright, let's see here. We got, did the shop update? Not yet. 15 more minutes. I'll be excited for when the shop updates. I want to see if there'll be anything good. I like this Tracer graffiti skin. Blue is not my favorite color, though, so I'll probably never use it. If it had, like, a black hoodie, I would use it. Like, if she had a black hoodie with, I don't know, black hair, any type of red would have been cool. My current Tracer skin, which I can't show you because I'm cute as, support. My current Tracer skin is the, rose one from... Actually, I can show you. From back in, like, the first Lunar New Year event. I like that one because it's simple.
humanity is shackled, I will find the key.
A less honorable place.
All right, so we got a Doomfist, we got a Tracer, so that'll be good for the damage that we can put out. We have a Mercy, so that'll be good to get the res when someone inevitably dies, probably Doom. And then we have a Hanzo to kind of chill out in the back line and grab those kills for us. So it should be pretty good. All things considered, should be a pretty good team, I would imagine.
Greetings. Initial flashpoint. Arena.
I see one.
And toss the healing orb over here in case we need it, utilizing its bounce potential. Now we see that our team is going to need it over on the other side, so I'm going to toss this over to Tracer and hopefully get her up a little bit. I know that this Lucio goes down if I want him to, so we're going to do that. And then I need to get out of the way because it's getting very scary here. Our Mercy is just going to have to pick up the slack there. Everybody was dead, so we just killed that. We killed that tank pretty quickly, and we snagged the point. We're good to go. Thank you.
Hello.
Hey. We see that they are coming from this direction, right? Potentially. Yep. Good.
Eyes open now.
Big heals on the tank. We got you.
A taste of poison.
Could not save that Hanzo there.
I offer something more.
Unfortunately, our Mercy went down, so it's now all up to me. And to do that, we're gonna have to leave. We're gonna have to leave because it's not going to work for us. Oh, Doom is still alive. I thought that was Doom who died down there. Hey, what's up, fam? Gonna let Doom dive that Ash because I don't have the health to be over there. And we're good. We're good. We're moving on.
Hello there.
Alright, so we're gonna go with the homies.
Let's attack the objective.
We'll go to the next point. You coming, Mercy? It's fine. I'll go. I'll go. We'll see the Mercy in a minute.
Enemy. Time to fire.
We're just gonna kill this Lucio straight away.
Heroes never die.
Tossing that healing orb to our squad. Trying to get Doom in line of sight here. Gonna get this diva out of mech with the team. Right, and then we focus up on this Lucio again. Again, so that they don't have any sustain here. I'm getting damaged hard by this soldier. My arm was like completely extended, but I needed to throw the healing orb in that moment. Who is that? Who is talking? Short. That's the tank on the enemy team. It says Tracer Y. I have no idea what Tracer did, but I can only assume it was funny. I'm gonna use Fate again here. Chuck the healing orb.
Let the dragon consume you.
The enemy advances are at point.
You can always tell when they've taken damage from the DPS passive because it takes a bit more healing to actually get them up. Oh man, I pressed Fade, but unfortunately it didn't let me. That was just too much damage. The soldier was on me, the diva was on me, and whatever their other DPS is, Farah, put in a little bit of damage on me. So I got the triple down right there. Got plenty of time though. Try and get up with the team.
You can't hide.
A sip for the punch.
Their Moira is on me. Throw the healing orb. God damn it. It wouldn't press the button. Well, it's gonna be one of those points, I guess. I pressed the thing, and I think I might have canceled it, because I pressed and immediately tried to throw the healing orb, and the orbs were not in my hands anymore. It's cool. It's cool, we'll get him in the next one. Trying to get up with that tracer. I ended up falling onto the soldier. And again, we're in that situation where we just need to make sure that the Lucio dies. And when the Lucio dies, we'll be good. Their sustain is too high. I can kill this Pharah. Pretty easily kill that Pharah.
Enemy sighted.
Chuck this there for our Echo. Gonna put the damage in on this diva, just get her out of the mech. Chuck the damage orb over to the soldier. Gonna stand on the point to make sure that we cap it, because our team has abandoned the point. I got caught on the wall there. Chucking that for myself, because I know the soldier is right on top of me. We kill Lucio and their team falls apart. Chucking that way. We are currently utilizing our Mercy ultimate, so I don't want to be in a position where I have to utilize my ult. We really don't need it right now. Just keeping our Mercy alive. Keeping our Hanzo alive. She's not on point anymore, so I don't have to worry too much about it. Just gonna throw the skill orb in their general direction. Skill orb's doing skillful things. Extremely skillful. Keeping this Hanzo up. Just gonna burn through their additional hit points pretty quickly. Fade out of the way here. Damage up on this loose, damage on the loose. Fade, 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 fade. Yep. My team is dead. My whole team died. So I just need to leave. There's Mercy. Yeah, fall back, bro. Yeah, you guys split up super hard. That's alright. Try and get up with them. They ran back. Echo ran back from spawn, but unfortunately I just wasn't able to save her in the place that I was at. We just need to get up together. We should be good to go. Now we have a Sombra. This person doesn't know what they want to play. Hey. I don't know why we needed to hack that. Nobody's out here. Damaging up on this Pharah. Throwing the healing orb for myself. Packing out of the way. God damn it. Hopefully the Mercy can get me with the res. And she is. Awesome. Just gonna get their soldier down. Getting their Lucio down next. Lucio is next, right? And then we keep that Hanzo alive. Then Moira. Throwing the healing orb for ourselves. We're taking it. Overtime is in full effect for us. And I believe we win this one. Awesome. Yep. Good to go. We hear that the diva is over in that direction, so I'm going to send the damage orb to her. We'll see if she stays in there. Doesn't look like she did, though. I want to get over to our tank best I can. Tank, you keep line of sighting me.
Unlocks in 10 seconds. Shonish.
Initiating defense matrix.
I'm under attack. Flashpoint. We're losing the strength becomes mine. Here I come.
Justice reigns from above.
Sick ult by the Pharah.
I offer something more. Taking hold of the objective.
So I'm just gonna take this point from them since they're not paying attention at all.
Cure for all the tales.
Oh, they figured it out.
Surrender to my will. A meager sacrifice.
Neutralizing projectile. Nothing gets past me.
My ultimate is ready.
Are we gonna take this point from them, or are we looking at them? What is happening, dude? Why are we letting this happen?
We've got trouble.
I hate these games. I hate when people don't want to play.
No opposition is insurmountable.
It's quick play. Got it. Okay. So we're just gonna play like a bunch of idiots. Awesome. Got it. Cool.
Forged in the dragon's breath.
Hello there.
They just give up.
Put your security in.
This is so annoying.
Ready to be unmuted. My ultimate is ready.
Forward barrier.
This is not the way I like to play Overwatch, bro.
Someone calls it when.
Nah, it's your Moira. It's me.
Hello there.
And then we're gonna lose this fucking point because everybody's stupid. Oh god, it's so annoying, dude.
My ultimate is ready.
Your end. My condition is improved.
My ultimate is ready.
Are we gonna kill them, or what's happening here?
Heroes never die.
Within my reach.
EMP activated.
A taste of poison. Taking hold of the objective.
Oh man, that was triggering, dude. Incredibly triggering. I hate playing Overwatch that way. Someone on their team said, Moira. Oh wait, I think that was our Mercy, right? Yeah, that was our Mercy. She said, Moira, stop sucking me. I'm a married woman. That part was funny.
A taste of poison.
Ugh, that was terrible, dude. Whatever. We won that game fine. Right up until they decided, hey, you know what? Let's just stop playing. Let's stop playing Overwatch. We'll just stand on the point and wave at each other. I don't understand. I don't get why people like to do that. That's not funny to me. It isn't fun. That's not how you play the game. And then people are like, it's quick play. I'm like, oh, okay. Sure.
Prepare for battle. Select your hero.
I'm not seeing updates here. I'm so sorry. Restream needs access to my YouTube account. You have access to my YouTube account, fam. This is the second time this has happened, where it just doesn't show me chat updates for whatever reason. Okay, so Flo says, how's the winning? Winning's going good, bro. Thanks for asking. You know, aside from that last part, that was pretty wild. Not my favorite, but at least we won. You also said, just did my tank placements for fun. Gold 4. Nothing wrong with gold 4. That's a good place to start. Brick says, that's what I think of now ever since I heard you call them spicy noodles. Yo, 100%, that's what they are. They're spicy noodles. Every time they come out, they're, you know, the enemy ones, right? They're just big spicy noodles flying through the map. It's quick play. Notice the play part, that word. Yeah, I don't know, man. That's just not the way I play, you know? It's not my favorite Overwatch. I'm glad you guys are still here. I thought I was alone. I didn't see any chat updates for a while. I was like, oh, all right, well, maybe they had to go. Keep my team up here. Whoop. Just gonna get out of the way. It's the same tank from last time. The same DPS from last time. Enemy tank is the same. I am triggered. Yeah, dude, our tank left the game. I think I'm also gonna leave the game. No, I'll stay. I'll stay. I just don't want to play this again. Where we don't play Overwatch. This tank likes to just wave at you. Just a heads up, the enemy team's tank, they'll just stand there and wave. They won't play the game. It's really annoying.
Be nourished. What is it now?
So we're just gonna kill their Cass. We're gonna put damage in on their Lucio. And just stop them from doing what we don't want them to do. Just gonna try and kill this Lucio if we can. Forcing them back. I'm sorry, Junkrat.
The enemy is pushing their barricade.
Too much damage, Bastion. I couldn't save you. You might have missed my message before the spicy noodles. In my head, I think of Hanzo sending nudes. Oh man, dude, Hanzo's nudes would be so tasteful. You know? They would be, just like him on the Valentine's Day title screen. Like, they'd be him, but like, gently standing on a beach, right? Like, in the waves and stuff. I'm just gonna get out of the way here. Yeah, they got us, dude. This is such a stupid game. I can't even play with these guys that just don't play. The D.Va just standing there doing absolutely nothing is crazy. That's what my call out is, yeah. Hanzo sending nudes even. Why did we pick Reinhardt? I think we just leave. I think we just give up in this game. I don't know that there's realistically much we can do. Maybe I just stand here and contest for a while. Maybe they'll figure it out, right? Is anybody gonna contest this shit? Yeah, there we go. There we go. Mom, we got one. Holy shit. I think I'm lagging a little bit here. Alright, we did it, dude. Oh my god. I never thought we'd make it here, but here we are. To pull up. Oh. Hey, I'm back. Well, at least there's that. Let me just give it a second before it goes back in. I'm gonna refresh the stream. We're gonna see if that fixes it. We got caught out. There, it looks like we dropped connectivity for a second. I'm gonna refresh the stream here. Let's try and make sure that everything is up to date. Okay. Season 10 patch notes are out? Shit, man. Maybe we should go over the Season 10 patch notes, huh? Okay. So, it looks like I'm back. Looks like everything is back. Alright, let's see. Season 10 patch notes, right? Patch notes. Give me a second here. Those are from April 1st. I'm not seeing the Season 10 ones. Let me just Google it. Patch notes. Yeah, it's still showing me the April 1st ones. Live. You got a link, Flo? I guess you can't send me a link, huh? Can I see them on the title screen? Here? Launch trailer, update, no. Are they on the Blizzard launcher? I'm seeing the trailer. Drill into the competition in Season 10, in Overwatch 2 Season 10. Is this it? April 15th? Yeah, this gotta be it, right? Okay. Let me see if I can pull this up in a web page. I don't think I can, though. Alright, give me 1 second. Let me add a new thing. Let's see, we'll add this. Bang. That'll work, right? Just, let me... hit screen. Bang, cool. And then let me just move this down. I've never had to do this on the launcher before. Normally I can just pull it up on a web page. And... is that low enough? I think that's low enough. Yeah. Okay. Alright, so the Season 10 patch notes are up. So we're going to go ahead and have a look at those. It says, drill into the competition in Season 10. As we dig into Season 10 of Overwatch 2, we're thrilled to introduce our newest hero, Venture. We also have a first look at our new game mode, Clash, and updates to how you acquire new heroes. So get ready to embark on an epic excavation of greatness. Well, that could only be good, right? You hope? Let's go here. We'll just turn this to like right there, I guess, and then we'll do it from there. Google Polygon Season 10 patch notes. All right, I actually did have the Polygon article up. Is this the same thing? Feel like this is the same thing. Let me just I'll just pull it up over on the side here, though. And then nope, that's not it. Chrome, Polygon, bang. Why isn't it showing it to me? What if I do a different one? I don't think it's showing this to me at all. At least not on my end, it's not. Technical difficulties, chat. We're doing it live. What if I just pull it out and put it on its own window? There we go. There we go. That's what was supposed to happen before. Oh, I see. I see why. Alright, cool. Alright, so there we go. Alright, so this is from Polygon. This is the Season 10 patch notes for Overwatch 2. Clash is an upcoming core game mode in Overwatch 2. Teams must battle back and forth over 5 capture points, with each captured objective adding a point to the prevailing team's score. Teams can win in 2 ways, either by having control of all 5 objectives at once, or by scoring 5 points total before the other team. Clash will be available as a limited time trial through April 29th. So, we're gonna have like 2 weeks to play this. We'll see if the mode ends up being cool. It says how Clash is played. 5 total objectives placed in a linear pattern on a mirrored map. Only 1 objective is active at a time, so like King of the Hill, I guess, or like every other game mode that we have that has points. Seems like it literally just the exact same thing that we already have, but like with any like capture the zone type game mode, right? Matches start with the center objective active. Players capture an objective by standing on it and filling the progress bar, exactly like all of the other capture the zone things that we have. Capture progress cannot be made if enemy players are contesting. Duh. When a team captures the current objective, they are awarded 1 point to their total score, and a new objective moving forward from the scorer's teaming side is activated. Objectives can be secured multiple times. If a team is pushed off an objective, the other team successfully captures it. The next active point will be in the opposite direction. Okay, so like, it's gonna start with 1 active, and then it will add additional zones to be active, I guess, is what we're looking at. Win conditions complete. 1 of these win conditions to win the round. A team has successfully captured 5 objectives throughout the match to reach a total of 5. Regardless of score, a team manages to take the final objective, either A or E, on the opponent's side. Okay, so like every time you take the center objective, and then it's going to spawn the next objective back, and then the next objective back, right? So it's like capture the point, but getting closer and closer to the enemy's spawn advantage. So it's going to become more difficult over time, is essentially what we're looking at here. We got Hanaoka, a new map, which looks like the map from Overwatch 1, like the Japanese style map that we had. I think it was called Hanamura in Overwatch 1. It's going to be Hanaoka here in Overwatch 2. It says return to Japan in the first Clash map, Hanaoka. Explore the shops and restaurants around town, or follow the scent of sakura trees into the once proud Shimada Castle. We got Mythic Hero skin updates. The Mythic Hero skins are now unlocked in the new Mythic shop in exchange for Mythic Prisms. Mythic Hero skins are unlocked for 50 Mythic Prisms with a starting set of customizations, and then can be leveled up with 10 Mystic Prisms per level to unlock additional customizations. That could be cool, I guess, The Mythic skins coming out, I think, is a really good thing. I have wanted several of these Mythic skins throughout the Season 9 as I've been playing, and I've been seeing more of them that I've missed over the last, 5 or 6 seasons that I've been gone. So it'll be cool to have a way to earn them. And we're going to do that through these Mythic Prisms. And it says Mythic Prisms can be earned in the Premium Battle Pass and used in the Mythic Shop to purchase the current featured Mythic Hero skin for the season, and select previous Mythic Hero skins. So they can be earned in the Premium Battle Pass, so you have to pay for it to get these Mythic skins. And it says earning Mythic Prisms in the Premium Battle Pass is the fastest and easiest way to unlock a Mythic Hero skin and all customizations each season. You can also purchase additional Mythic Prisms in-game or in your platform's store marketplace, which we all knew that was coming, right? We all knew that the ability to buy these things was going to be coming out. I don't think it was ever up in the air about whether or not we were going to be able to spend money on these Mythic skins. I do think it's cool that, if you pay for the Battle Pass, you'll be able to get some of these Mythic Prisms, but it doesn't actually tell us how many we're going to be able to get in the Battle Pass, so potentially maybe you can unlock either the Mythic skin at the end of the Battle Pass, like you would normally be able to, or you can use your Prisms to unlock one of the older Mythics, which I guess could be cool. I didn't pay for the Battle Pass this season, I'll be honest. I don't really care about the customization that comes with it. I don't care about the additional skins. So I didn't spend $10 on this season's Battle Pass. So, and maybe I'm crazy for that. The Moira skin is very cool. I just don't really care, you know? So maybe for me, I'm like the few and far between that probably don't buy the battle pass most seasons. And now that heroes aren't tied to the battle pass, I don't think I'll ever buy one ever again, to be honest with you. So I'll probably never see these mythic skins, unfortunately, but it is what it is. I think they're removing the mythic skin at the end, and you just choose which mythic to work towards. Well, I mean, I guess that could be good, right? Especially if you can get more than one. If you can get more than one mythic skin per battle pass, I think that'll be a good change for people who want to earn them. But like, if you only get one, that would kind of suck, right? Like the ability to get either the one from the end of the battle pass and then like have to look at all of the mythics in the store, like that would be terrible in my opinion. They should at least give you the option to get two. If you play through the entire battle pass, potentially like you get two mythic skins, I think that would be best, because like it's gonna take so long to get to the point where you actually unlock these things. I feel like you're gonna have to do the entire battle pass just to get one. So I never care about the battle pass, but because it was a cool Moira skin and I'm a one-trick Moira, I got the pass this season. But I also had enough in-game gold to use that to get the battle pass, so I didn't use my own monies. And I think that's the best way, right? Like, you have enough in-game currency that you accrue through the battle pass to buy the next one. That's how a lot of games that have these battle passes do it, where you just have enough currency to purchase the next pass based off of buying one. So you buy it once and then you play through it, and assuming you play through the entire thing, at the end of it you have enough in-game currency to buy the next one. I think that's the best way. Hasn't been like that up to this point in Overwatch 2 though. I might get the Season 10 Battle Pass. The skins are really cool, but I gotta see first. Yeah, I gotta see too. I liked a lot of the skins this season, but I don't really use the skins, so for me, you know, I may or may not pass. We'll see. I like the mythic skins, though. There are some of them that are really cool. Not that I'll ever use them, but maybe they'll get me for the $10 for the battle pass. We'll see. It says general updates, challenges, completing weekly challenge milestones will now reward additional battle pass XP. So that's cool. You'll get more XP for your battle pass by just doing the weekly stuff that you probably already do. Overwatch coins that were earned in the weekly challenges can now be earned in the battle pass for all players, which is great. That's the premium currency that we use to purchase things. So being able to earn Overwatch coins in the battle pass is a W change in my opinion. We'll see if it's enough to buy the next battle pass, or if it's enough to like do anything with, really. Like, if they give you just under the amount that you would need to actually purchase something, and then you have to purchase like $10 worth of coins, and then you end up with a bunch of coins left over. Like, that would be the kind of toxic way to monetize the system, and I hope they don't do that. But I would bet any amount of money that you will not get enough coins in the battle pass to realistically get anything, and that you'll still have to spend money, and by spending that money you will then have more coins left over, because that's how microtransactions work, bro. Like, they have a whole strategy team dedicated to making you spend money on their game. So why would they give you enough coins to get something that you care about? But, you know, like I said, we'll just have to wait and see. It says reduce the number of weekly challenges. Why would you reduce the number of weekly challenges? Like, people like those. It gives them a thing to work towards. In a PvE only game, I don't think there's really a reason to reduce the number of challenges. I'm getting a phone call, so if you guys hear that, I'm sorry. I'm just gonna press the thing so that I don't have to pick it up. I am live right now, and I'm not taking phone calls. Sorry, dude. Brent, if you can hear the sound of my voice, talk to me on the show. I can't talk to you on the phone. Developer Comments says, the number of weekly challenges has grown over time, and we're simplifying what players can aim to accomplish while also making earned Battle Pass XP more straightforward. Like, I don't think that it's a bad thing to make it easier to accomplish, but like, taking away goals for people gives them less incentive to play. Like, even if they're not goals that they actually chase, like for me, I don't give a shit about any of the weekly challenges. I don't do any of them on purpose. Any of them that I do unlock or complete, I complete by accident, and I'm just playing the game. But there are people out there who need that carrot at the end of the stick, right? Like, they need a reason. They need you to give them a thing to chase. Otherwise, they're just not gonna play. So like, reducing the amount of challenges that we get, I don't see how that helps, really. Endorsement changes. Players who are actioned for disruptive behavior and reduced to endorsement level 0 cannot use text or voice chat until they earn endorsement level 1. Okay, so For those of you who don't know, when you get an action against your account, you will get reduced to endorsement level 0, which means like if you are a toxic asshole and somebody reports you, and then Blizzard goes and they look at it and they're like, hey, you are really toxic this game. We're gonna go ahead and reduce your endorsement level to 0, and that's kind of like the punishment, right? When that happens, you will not be able to use text or voice chat features until people endorse you back up to level 1, which I think is like 3. I think that's like literally like 3 people being like, hey, this guy was okay, right? You know, it's good that people who have action against their account can't use text or voice chat, because like even me, I don't know if you guys have had this, but like even I have had like people like slinging racial slurs at me, like just saying like really hateful stuff, especially when I'm playing like Sojourn. Like, I don't know why people think it's okay to do that, but I immediately report those people, and every single time I report them, the next day when I log on, I get a message that says, hey, we saw what happened and we banned that motherfucker. And I think that's great, dude. They are really about keeping the game like clean and nice, which I think is awesome. I would love for them to continue to do that, and not allowing them to talk in the text or voice chat if they have action against their account. I don't know how we didn't have that before, but I'm glad that it's here now. Hide my name, the streamer protect mode, which I'm excited. Like, if you guys don't use this, this is basically to keep people from stream sniping you, which means like they're watching your stream, they see that you're playing a certain game, they'll queue at the same time as you, and hopefully get into a lobby with you. And so previously, the streamer mode in Overwatch would only change your name. So for your side of the game, you would see a different name, so the people who came to your stream couldn't like find you and potentially like make your games terrible by ruining your game in one way or another, right? So like they wouldn't see who you are in reality, but everybody that you're playing with would still see your name. So it was only for your side of the client, which is stupid, because that's only like half fixing the problem. That's like putting a band-aid on a wound that needs stitches, right? Like, so the streamer mode is going to be able to hide and like change your entire battle tag now for everyone that you are playing with, which I think is a W change in my opinion, because like when people stream snipe you, it's really annoying, and they will find you and ruin your games. They'll stand next to you if they're on your team and like wave and emote and not play the game, or they'll just sit and spawn and throw your games for you. And if they're on the enemy team, it's even worse. Sometimes they just sit there and talk trash in the chat to you. So streamer mode being enabled across everybody's client, not just your own, is amazing. Thank you to the Overwatch devs for that. We have progression, added progression badges / sub badges, and rewards for Venture. Rewards can be found in hero challenges, so that's good. You're going to be, you're going to have the additional stuff that you can unlock for Venture. You can find it in the hero challenges, right? And I believe that you will also have Twitch drops enabled for this season coming up. So if you guys aren't following on Twitch, make sure you go over and you follow us on Twitch at DudeNoWay Gaming, and then you can pull that up in your side monitor and get the free skins that come out every single season. Because I have the Overwatch extension active, you guys are able to get that free stuff, and you will, whatever they put out tomorrow, you'll be able to pick that up, so that'll be cool. Leaver penalties. 2 new thresholds for unranked leave penalties have been added. Leaving 2 out of 20 games will result in a 5-minute suspension from queuing for most modes. So if you leave 2 out of every 20 games, like, I don't understand 2. Like, that's such a low number, in my opinion. Like, what if you're playing and your friend signs on and then you back out, right? And then in, like, I don't know, 5 games later, you get disconnected. Like, that, then you're penalized. You got a suspension. Like, I don't know, dude. That seems like too few. Especially if you're playing with your friends. Like, when I play with Flo, we often experience disconnects because he's from the other side of the world, bro. Like 2 games is not a lot of games. I wish that they would increase that to like 5. I think that would be better. Like 5 out of 20 games, or even 4 would be better than 2. 2 is just too low, in my opinion. 10 or more out of 20 games will result in a 48-hour suspension from queuing for most modes. So if you leave a bunch of times, you get banned for 2 days from being able to play the game, which I think is wild. I'm sure they already do that because, they're trying to make the game good for everybody. So having people leave the game reduces the integrity of what an actual match is and makes it more difficult to play the game. So I think, I guess it's a good thing to, like, if you're leaving 10 games, small threshold, 2 of 20. I think so too. Just too small, man. Like two games, that means that you can never leave if your friend signs on. Like, it's not even worth risking it, really, you know? You might as well just stick around until the game is over and then pick up your friend afterwards. Because if at any point you get disconnected after leaving the game, you can't even queue with your buddies anymore. So, like, stupid. I don't know. Too low. But anyway, if you leave 10 out of 20 games, I think that's a lot of games, right? Like, if you're leaving 10 out of your, like, that's 50% of your games. If you leave, you probably deserve to maybe have something done, you know? All other threshold tiers are unchanged, so that's good. Leaving 10 games in competitive play will now result in a season ban, regardless of the number of games completed. So you better not ever play comp if you think that your internet is not doing good today. Like, if you're having internet issues at all, you just don't queue up for competitive, because it will ban you for the entire season after a certain point, which is nuts. Players can still get banned from competitive play in as few as 5 games if they leave very consistently and don't complete enough games to get back into good standing. Which, like, don't queue for comp if you're gonna leave. That's pretty much what it comes down to. Like, I agree that competitive should be the place where these rules are implemented the hardest. I could maybe see this 2 out of 20 games being implemented in comp, right? And you get a 5-minute suspension, because I don't know, man. Like, I would be more pissed off to have somebody leave in a comp game than I would be in a quick play game. Like, just 100% of the time, it would piss me off more to have leavers in comp. So I get this one, but the season-wide ban is pretty wild. That's like months that you can't play competitive. And for people who only play the game to play comp, that's gotta really, like, grind your gears. You might never play the Overwatch again if you get banned for an entire season, right? But yeah, your internet better be sturdy. Like, if you have any, you know, if your cat walks by and disconnects your modem, bro, you are on the path to getting a season-wide ban. You might as well, like, for me, this further reinforces, like, I just don't even give a fuck about competitive. Like, this just further reinforces it, right? Like, God forbid I get disconnected a couple of games, and then all of a sudden I'm banned for the entire season. Like, that's crazy. Leaving 10 games, and, like, we're talking about months, too. We're talking about over the course of, like, 2-3 months. So, like, if you get disconnected a bunch of times, and you leave, like, once or twice, that could be the end of your season. Crazy. Games completed in competitive now count towards the 20-game window of the unranked leaver penalty. I think that's good. You know, when you complete games in comp, it will count towards your unranked completions, so that you don't have, like, leaving 2 out of 20 games doesn't happen to you when you're playing quick play. I think that's good. Competitive role-specific titles. End-of-season titles for comp role queue now include the role the rank was achieved in. So I think that's good, right? Like, champion tank, champion support, champion damage, and open queue champion. I think that's cool. You know, like, you see people with these, like, platinum role challenger, and they're playing whatever role they're playing, and then they just suck balls, and you're like, how are you plat, dude? And then you find out, like, you check their career profile, and you find out that they're like a bronze 3 support, but they're plat in tank, or they're plat in DPS, right? Or it goes some other direction, right? And, like, they're your tank, and they're like a gold 1 tank, and they're like, they have the title that says Grandmaster Challenger, and you're just like, what the, how are you so bad? That happens a lot to me. I'll see the really high rank roles, titles, and I'll be like, dude, you are kind of ass for having a rank that high. Competitive progress. Each role rank card now displays the associated competitive role specific title. Cool. Role rank cards can now be selected to open the match history for the role. Cool. Blah, blah, blah. Match history can now be selected. Awesome. Cool. You can look at people's match history. Like, I don't know why we need that, but cool, I guess. Grouping restrictions. All previous competitive grouping restrictions have been removed, so that's good. At a certain point, you can't play with your friends anymore in comp, so I'm glad that they took that out. All groups in competitive play are now classified as narrow or wide, which sounds sexier than it is. Players between bronze and diamond must be within 5 divisions of each other to be in the narrow group. Players at masters must be within 3 divisions of each other. and Grandmaster cannot be in narrow groups because their ranks are too, there's too much skill variance in between like a Grandmaster 5 and a Grandmaster 4. Like, that's a lot better of a player between GM 5 and GM 4, and all the way up to like top 500. Like, there is a massive jump in the skill difference between a GM 5 and a GM 3. So, like, I understand that one. Narrow groups will always be matched against other narrow groups or solo players. That's good. I would rather solo players only get matched with other solos. In my opinion, I think that would be best. Why did they stop people from grouping up together, if you don't mind elaborating briefly? So in the higher ranks, in like GM and top 500, you can't play with your friends. At least right now you can't, because it would snowball the game too hard. So like somebody who is top 500 can't play with their GM 1 friend because like your ability to play with your friend would be too powerful. Like your communication would be too powerful. Like you guys are too good as a duo. That's really what they do. That's like legitimately what they do. They will not let you play with anybody after a certain rank, and you have to queue solo. So it'll be cool to see people getting to play together again. That'll be nice. Yeah, I don't necessarily agree, but sometimes two people can be the swinging force for an entire game. Especially, it's more impactful in 5v5 than it was in 6v6, right? Because there's just that's a larger percentage of your team. It's like me and my cousin in Taboo. What goes on in Taboo? I'm gonna skip this song because it blows my eardrums out. The rest of my cousins force us to not be on the same team. Yeah, because you guys, you're the win. You're the win. Jesus Christ, I can't think of words. Condition. You're the win condition. You and your cousin together, you just dominate them and know what the other is thinking. We can look at each other a certain way and know what each other is thinking. Like when Dina and Snooki looked at each other and they were both like, scissors, right? If you're caught up, you know what I'm talking about. That shit was funny. Yeah, like that can be a huge advantage for you. Any group that does not meet the criteria is considered a wide group. Wide groups of 4 players may not queue. This restriction exists so that solo players are never required to make a wide match. Okay, so you can't play in gigantic groups. Like 4 players that are wildly different in skill level can't play in comp together. That's fine. They have increased queue times and reduced match quality because it's more difficult to find other groups of players with the same ranks. So basically, if your ranks are really far apart, they're going to try their best to put you with people who have a group that is similar to yours, and because of that, the connection of the game will probably be worse. So, like, is that good? I guess it depends on how much you care about connection. For a competitive game like Overwatch, connection is kind of like the main thing that makes it competitive to begin with. So, you know, if you want a really competitive game, don't play with your friends who are wildly better or worse than you, I guess is like the main takeaway from this. The amount of players' rank progress changes after each match is modified by the group's width. So, like, the more spread out your team is in rank, the less rank you will actually receive in competitive when you guys queue together. I guess that makes sense, because you're not really playing a balanced game at that point, right? Like, skill-based matchmaking isn't really in effect if the entire team is, like, I don't know, 6 different ranks all over the goddamn place. So, I totally get it. The tier legend has been updated, and a new banner has been added to explain the rules described above. Cool. That's like the highest tier. For those of you who don't know, that's like past top 500. I think that's like top 1%, top 001% of the game. Seen that episode? That was so random and amazing. They said scissors. Yeah, it's like my mind immediately went to. Well, you know what? I'm not going to talk about it because I'm afraid I'll get myself demonetized. But you know when you give somebody that certain look and they know it's sexy time, right? That's where my mind went. But anyhow, rank information, new modifier, wide reduces changes in rank progress when winning or losing matches. That's what I was just saying. The wider the skill variance in your group, the more likely, the less skill, the less progress you'll make in your rank even when you win, and you'll lose less as well, so that's good. Modifier volatile has been renamed demotion. Nobody likes being demoted, dude. That's going to hit people in the fields when they get demoted. Demotion protection. This modifier appears on the ranked progress bar to denote when you did not go down in skill division because of a loss. Well, that's good. If you lose the next match after, then you are dropped down to the previous skill division. Everybody hates going down in skill division. I think across the board, that is like the thing that makes people not want to play Overwatch anymore, is when they make it to a point and they're like, I don't know, gold 3, and then they drop back down to gold 4, and they're like, fuck this game, and they shut it off and they never play Overwatch again. So I don't necessarily agree with the ability to drop down divisions. You know, if you made it there, I feel like you should just stay there, and like you don't advance until you actually advance, right? But they're still gonna kick you down if you suck balls and you don't play well. They're gonna kick you out of the division you're in and back to the previous division, all the way until they find you in the appropriate rank where you're supposed to be. Victory and defeat have been added below the rank progress bar where modifiers are displayed. Okay. Golden weapons can now be purchased with either legacy competitive points or 2024 competitive points. You can't purchase weapons with a combination of both currencies. Okay, so more options to buy the gold guns if that's up your alley. Got hero updates. We got Venture is coming out. Venture is immediately available to play in competitive play. Don't know how much I love that. Typically, a hero will be out for 2 weeks before they're added into comp, and that gives people time to learn the hero and, like, you know, spend time with the hero. They feel like Overwatch has balanced Venture enough, plus the weekend where we got to play them. They feel like it's okay to add into comp immediately. Again, not sure how much I agree with that one. However, I'm glad that Venture is being added to the game. It's going to spice things up. It's going to give us a new thing to kind of build our playstyles around, and new comps, new metas will inevitably form because of Venture. That being said, when a new hero comes out, they're almost always overpowered. Like, there is almost never a time when a new hero comes out and they're not OP. So, potentially, this Venture update adds in, like Venture plus 4 other people that you have build around to enable Venture to be good. At least that's how it was on the Battle Pass. Like, they were incentivized to make characters that were on the Battle Pass, new heroes, better than the rest of the roster, at least at launch, and then they kind of tune them down in balance. Because if they launch them and they suck balls, no one's going to want to play the new hero, right? But if they launch them and they're mediocre, they get the same kind of effect where nobody wants to play the hero. So they have to launch them usually a little bit overtuned, and then they tune them down. So I would anticipate Venture being a little bit OP. That being said, when I played them, it didn't feel like they were too bad. The skill ceiling for that character is definitely very high, though. So something to think about, right? I'm going to take a sip of my Red Bull. Hang on. Alright. Doomfist. Rocket Punch. The Empowered Punch is no longer consumed when the wind-up is cancelled by using Seismic Slam or Power Block. That is interesting. So, this quality of life improvement streamlines the transition between charging up an Empowered Rocket Punch and another ability by removing the requirement of pressing the cancel input first. Doomfist is like a few buffs away from being really OP. So we gotta be careful about what we do with him. He's gonna be able to save his Empowered Punch when he uses his Seismic Slam or Power Block to cancel it. That's kind of okay. The Empowered Punch is like the value proposition of Doomfist to begin with. Like, he does the Power Block, right? And that charges up his punch and lets him one-hit people. So if he can't one-hit people, what is the point of playing Doomfist to begin with? So this keeps you from accidentally wasting your Empowered Punch and having to wait for Power Block to come back up and then take enough damage to actually utilize it. I guess that's good. I don't think this will make a massive difference to Doomfist players. I don't think we'll suddenly see Doom be meta, although he's very, very strong in the right hands. I think his skill ceiling is just too high for him ever to be, like, the best character in the game, unless he gets a few buffs. Like I said, he's on the razor's edge of being OP, so we gotta be careful with anything that we do with Doom. He can absolutely run a lobby with the right player on the mouse and keyboard, so... Junker Queen, Carnage, impact damage increase from 90 to 105. I think that's just to compensate for the health buffs. I think Carnage, which is the axe, the melee axe swing that she does, the damage didn't get increased when we increased health pools to 250, so this just kind of puts us back into the same place where we were before, where it deals like the same percentage of health, roughly, that it did prior to the health increase in Season 9. Reinhardt's Earth Shatter, knockdown duration increased from 0.275 to 3 seconds. Shockwave range increased from 20 to 25 meters. This is actually a massive buff for Reinhardt. Like an enormous buff for Rein players, because this is like this is like 25% longer of a shockwave from the Earth Shatter. So, like, potentially far more value out of those big shatters for Rein. I still don't think Rein is going to be meta, and I don't think Rein ever can be meta. We have power crept Rein out of the spots where he could realistically be useful, and I'm also kind of sad to see that Fire Strike doesn't have a buff here. I would like to see Fire Strike 2 hit people again. Like, 2 hitting the support, 2 hitting the DPS would go a long way towards helping Rein to actually, you know, be usable. Like, I don't need him to be meta, but I'd like him to be, like, usable. Right now, he just sucks balls really bad. He's like the worst tank pick you could possibly pick, other than Ball or Doomfist if you don't know how to play them, right? So, this tiny increase in duration of his knockdown is not that big of a deal. Like, if you've ever played Reinhardt, what ends up happening is you use Earth Shatter on somebody, and then they get fucking Suzu'd, or they get life gripped out of the way, and then you don't ever get any value out of Reinhardt anymore. So that sucks. So, like, that is literally his biggest impact ability, and there are 2 things in the game that just completely cancel it. So, we'll see how Rein does. There's a huge buff to his Earth Shatter range. I still don't think he's going to be meta. Sigma's Experimental Barrier, movement speed increased from 16.5 to 20 meters per second. This will improve his ability to protect allies that are farther away from him. Cool. That's just like sending out his barrier. When Sigma sends out the barrier, it's going to move faster to the place that he sends it. That's cool, I guess. Like, that's such a small change, right? Wrecking Ball's Grappling Claw. Hold the jump input while grappling. Is attached to terrain to retract yourself, pulling yourself towards the anchor point. This action can be rebound in his hero settings. That's actually amazing. Like, now you're going to be able to, when you accidentally send yourself off the map as Wrecking Ball, you're going to be able to hold a button and pull yourself back up onto the place where your hook is anchored to. That's incredible. I love that. Thank God for that, right? There's nothing worse than playing Ball and you, like, knock somebody off the map and then you accidentally roll off the map too, and now you just have to wait there for a second and die because your hook can't bring you back up. You don't have the momentum to bring yourself back up. So this is great. It now has a 1-second cooldown if Wrecking Ball never reaches ramming speed before canceling the ability. Interrupting him with hack, hinder, and stuns will still trigger the full cooldown. So that's really good. If you do a shit job placing your hook, you're going to get your hook back really fast. If you get interrupted with a hack or the hinder grenade or a stun of any kind, you'll still get the full cooldown. This is good for Ball players. This lowers the skill floor just a little bit, so that's good. Maximum duration timer no longer triggers unless he reaches maximum ramming speed. Yo, so he's just going to be able to hook forever if he doesn't get to ram speed, so that's great. This significantly lowers how good you have to be with Ball to actually get value out of him, so I think that's good. Adaptive Shield can now be reactivated to redistribute 300 overhealth to nearby allies, capping at 75 per person. Enemy and ally detection radius increased from 10 to 13 meters. So, his Adaptive Shield ability gives him additional health based on the amount of enemies that are around him. Currently, that only affects Wrecking Ball. In Season 10, which is tomorrow, they're going to be distributing the overhealth to nearby allies at 75 health per person. So, his Adaptive Shield ability will work similarly to a Junker Queen's Shout, where it gives everybody green health, and then, but it's going to be based on the amount of enemies that are nearby. So, I think this is, like, you are giving him so much at this point. I'm not certain that Ball needs all of this at the same time. Like, a tiny rework I heard that they were going to do. This is like a big rework being able to give health to nearby allies increases his ability to, like, protect his team. And it takes him away from being, and I always make this joke, like, Wrecking Ball is the tank version of the dad that went out for a pack of cigarettes and never came home. Like, that's Wrecking Ball in a nutshell, right? Like, he just leaves, and then you never see him again. And then your team dies, right? So, like, this significantly increases his ability to stay in the fight with you guys and actually protect you, so that's cool. I don't know, I feel like this might be a little bit OP, though. We're gonna have to see how it plays out. Ball players, you are gonna be able to play ball if you are not even at all good at ball now. So that, it could be crazy. Could be crazy. Minefield health increased from 50 to 60. That just makes it a little bit harder to kill the mines from his minefield. Makes them a little bit less trivial, but it doesn't actually increase the damage. You can't actually be... So back in the day, 2 of these Wrecking Ball mines used to blow you up if you were a DPS player or a support player. Now it does not do that anymore with the health changes in Season 9. So instead of increasing the damage they do, they increased the health of the balls to make them more sustainable so they last a little bit longer. I think that's kind of fine. That, like, if they'd increased the damage too, I think that might have been too much. Developer comments say the general goals here are to add a direct way for Wrecking Ball to support his allies, aside from purely enemy team disruption, make the hero more approachable, while also adding more avenues for skill expression and improve quality of life around the grapple. They definitely did all of that. Skill floor for Wrecking Ball went way, way down now. So that's going to be, you know, we'll see a lot of balls, I think, in Season 10. Don't clip that. Sombra is getting changed. The virus total damage is going down from 100 to 90. I think that's good. The virus for Sombra can be a little bit oppressive right now, and if she hits you with the virus, you're almost certainly dead unless you get some type of healing, or if, like, she really sucks at aim. Like, she can kill you so easily. So, like, 10 damage isn't going to make a huge difference, but it's a 10% nerf, so a little bit can go a long way. Maybe you live through a few more hacks and dives from the Sombra. Tracer recall increased from 12 to 13 seconds. The cooldown, I think, is fine right now. The increase to 13 seconds I don't think makes that big of a difference, but Tracer is extremely oppressive as the DPS right now, so I get it. The base projectile size of the pulse bomb decreased from 0.2 to 0.1, and the developer comments say there's now more downtime before when Tracer can safely re-engage after driving her away, and Pulse Bomb will require more precision. So you're gonna have to really aim those Pulse Bombs, really be, like, point blank on the target to make it stick. I never really thought Pulse Bomb sticking was that big of a deal. Like, it's a generally pretty hard thing to stick some of the smaller hitbox characters anyway, so I don't know how I feel about that, but she definitely needed some adjustment in some way, so I totally get it. Venture's Drill Dash. We're already nerfing Venture? What the fuck? The character hasn't even come out yet. Drill Dash impact damage decreased from 60 to 40. Wow, that's a big decrease. Damage over time increased from 40 to 60. Okay. So they gave it back to you. It's the same move, but you have to hit the entire time for the drill to deal the same amount of damage. I don't think we needed to nerf Venture yet, but we'll see. The Clobber. Impact damage decreased from 40 to 30. Damage over time increased from 30 to 40. Again, same thing. So, like, that Clobber is the melee. So the melee damage you have to hit with the full duration for it to actually deal the full damage now. It dealt more damage before if you hit with the initial hit and less with the actual damage over time. I guess that's fine. It's not really a nerf as much as it is a rebalance. Tectonic Shock, vertical knockback decreased by 30%. So that's when Venture goes into the ground and they pop up, they knock you out of the way. That vertical knockback is going to be decreased a little bit. And the comments say we're redistributing the damage on some of their abilities so that positioning relative to the enemy and tracking a target are more important for dealing maximum damage. This just increases the skill ceiling for Venture, and I think it's going to make the character a little bit harder to play. I think that's fine. It's a little nerf. It gives support more time to react. It is a little nerf. Yeah, it's definitely a small nerf. Like, a very small if you are accurate. Incredibly impactful if you cannot stay on target. So this punishes players who are worse at aiming and rewards players who are better at aiming. Not really rewards, but they get the same amount of damage, right? So that's something. Ilari's solar rifle has the primary fire recovery increased from 0.2 to 0.25 seconds. Secondary fire heal per second increased from 105 to 115. Ilari is a high burst damage character already. This is such a small increase in time for it to charge up. I don't think it's going to matter. Clobber is her melee. Yeah, you still have to be on target, though. Like, the Clobber, you have to track them for the full duration of when it does this, right? So, like, it will be harder to play them overall, them being Venture. It'll be harder to play them overall for people who are not good at tracking the target as the melee animation goes on. Yeah, exactly. So you're just gonna have to keep it on them, otherwise you won't get the full damage that you got before. The damage from Ilari is very strong, and I don't think this 0.05 seconds is gonna make too big of a difference there. So I think we're gonna be fine there. I do like the heal being increased on her gun. I think that the heal is lacking a little bit compared to other players, and like I always say, a lot of her support ability is in her healing pylon, being able to stay alive. So pylon placement still going to be very important, but slightly less so now with the increased healing. Flo, you are a particularly deadly Ilari player, so I would be interested to see you know, how much healing you can put out now that your healing is increased slightly, and I don't think this will impact your damage pretty much at all. I'm so happy Ilari didn't get a major nerf. This change was mentioned without the numbers, and I feared the worst. Yeah, dude, her burst damage is really strong, so it would have sucked really bad to have seen her get, like, neutered. I'm glad that she's getting some more healing. Yeah, very happy about the extra heals. Me too. I think that the character needs a slight increase. Maybe we could even go up to 125, and I think we would be fine. 125 per second, because that drains pretty fast too. Like, she doesn't have like unlimited healing like a Kiriko has, right? Or like a Lifeweaver has. She just doesn't have that. She has to wait in between. So, like, you know, any increase is good though. Lucio's gun damage per projectile decreased from 20 to 18. Yeah, this probably needed to happen, right? Lucio's projectile is pretty wild, dude. His gun is very, very strong if you can hit those headshots. So this reduces the total damage by a decent amount. Like, no, this is like a 10% nerf in his total damage. So that probably needed to happen. Diving Lucios, when you dive with a Winston and like a Tracer or a Genji, are able to eliminate targets in like a fraction of a second. So kind of good to see that taken away. Sonic Wave, which is his boop, damage increased from 35 to 45. So more boop damage now, so that's interesting. So if you combine the boop effectively, like if you dive somebody and you get the full volley into their head, you follow up with a melee and then immediately boop, you will get some of that damage back. Let's see, there's 4 shots, right? So you're losing out on 8 damage. You actually gain 2 damage. So the combo of Lucio diving somebody, if you do the dive correctly, where you jump onto them, you hit them 4 times in the head with the gun, you melee, and then boop, the damage will actually go up by 2 damage. So that's interesting. We'll see how that ends up playing out. I don't think that really makes a big difference. Lifeweaver's getting a buff. Jesus Christ. Lifeweaver is one of those characters, again, that's on the razor's edge of being OP because of just how much healing they can put out and the fact that they don't have to aim and they don't have to manage a resource to heal. Like, all they do is reload and they're back, baby. Like, they got more heals. They got heals on deck no matter what. So much healing from this character. The rejuvenating dash increased from 50 to 60. I think that's good. This cooldown is decent, keeps them alive pretty effectively, and using it smart will keep you alive in most situations, so that's good. The Tree of Life pulse healing increased from 75 to 90. This is nuts, bro. This is a giant buff to the Tree of Life. Lifeweaver's healing potential is already so gigantic right now that I can't imagine seeing even bigger numbers from this character. That being said, Tree of Life is my favorite part of their kit, so if they were going to buff anything, I'm glad it's that. Lucio's poke potential went down, which is good. This encourages good wall riding more. And it encourages you to get up close and personal with Luce as well, to be able to get the full damage out of his dive. Again, like, the dive is a combination of moves, right? You get the full 4 volley in the head, you have to follow up with a melee, and then you immediately boop, and that is relatively difficult to pull off in a lot of cases, so I think that it being rewarded for the skill expression is kind of fine. Moira. Oh, here we go, baby. Moira's damage per second decreased from 65 to 60. I'm sorry for the Moira mains out there, but you love to see it. Like, Moira is so OP. She's such a strong character, and can be so aggressive to enemy players. I like to see... I would rather her range go down than her damage go down, though, to be honest. I think her range is the problem more than her damage per second. Although I am happy to see it go down to 60. I would like to see her range reined in by, like, 5 meters. Like, just... I shouldn't be at the skybox ceiling and be getting hit by the Moira's beam who is on the ground. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that just shouldn't happen. So if I'm playing Echo, and she looks up, and she beams me, right? At the top of the skybox... That shit pisses me off. What is the point of being able to fly if a character from the floor can reach you at the ceiling? Like, I think her range is too much. Flo, I agree. Her range is insane. Coalescent self-healing per second increased from 50 to 55. This is good. Coal is a significant source of healing over time. So if you're playing your cover effectively, you can get a lot of sustain out of Coalescence just being active. Developer comments say, we're shifting support power around for further fine-tuning after the hero trial last season. Yeah, thank God. Let's keep it up with this Moira thing. We got bug fixes for the Mastery Gauntlet. Fixed a bug with wall climb that could allow heroes with the passive to climb infinitely. Yeah, there needs to be a time in between when you can wall climb. Like, this is a skill ability. Knowing when to use it is a skill ceiling thing. So you absolutely want for there to be, like, something that that discourages you from just doing it all the time. I think that this is a good change overall. We fixed a bug with Diamond Masters and Grandmasters not playing any effects when entering the top 500. Who cares? I'm glad, like, good for those players, right? I'm not playing comp in that way, so I don't have to worry about it. Circuit Royale fixed an issue with the payload tires launching players unexpectedly. I did not notice this, but I'm glad that won't happen. That would really piss me off if the payload launched me. That would really make me upset. Paraiso fixed an area near the second point where the payload dock could negatively impact Earth Shatter and Tectonic Shock's ability to hit larger heroes. That's stupid. I'm glad they fixed that. Echo fixed an issue with Duplicate that could prevent a death being counted if it was used as Echo falls off the map. That's weird. They should definitely still die, right? Doomfist fixed an interaction with May's Ice Wall that could allow you to get under the map. We don't want any Dooms under the map, so that's good. Fixed a bug with Power Block sounds triggering, even if it was not blocking damage. Who cares? Captive Sun affecting targets through floors and ceilings. Rip the Dream Flow. We're not going to be able to hit targets inside of buildings anymore. Sad days for the Lari mains out there. Riptire receiving the self-healing passive. What? Why did Riptire get the self-healing passive? That's stupid, bro. Fixed a bug where some untargetable heroes could be healed by Tree of Life. What about being able to heal through Malga's cage? Like, what about that? Like, why is that possible? Is that not a barrier? Malga fixed an issue with the Overrun and Brigitte shield bash that resulted in Malga being knocked down with Overrun active. Malga's too big, bro. The only thing that should knock Malga down is Doomfist or Reinhardt charging into him. Like, if you countercharge as another tank, that's the only thing that should knock him down. You should never, ever be knocked down as Malga by Brigitte, right? It doesn't make sense. Mercy fixed a bug with the staff not opening up with the Parasol emote and pose. Who cares? Venture has a bunch of bugs. Fixed a bug that would prevent Drill Dash from activating while underground if the input was pressed while falling through the air and Burrow was active. What a ridiculously huge set of parameters that this one has, dude. Drill Dash could deal damage multiple times with the initial impact and instantly kill targets or knock them back exceedingly far. Well, we don't want that. Certain heroes were still being pushed back even if they'd escaped the Drill Dash. Why? Thank God that bug is fixed. Venture would sometimes launch very far if using drill dash off a ledge while burrowed. Okay, I thought that was part of the kit. I'm sad that that's going away. Fix a bug where attempting to emerge during burrow near ledges would sometimes end the ability prematurely. Okay, cool. Third-person camera would snap back to first person instantly if you were in the air when burrow ended. That pissed me off a couple of times when I was playing Venture. UI prompts for emerging and drill dash were not visible during burrow. Cool. And fixed a bug that could allow players to prevent footfall audio from playing. Okay. Lots of bug fixes there. In general, not too much that's really crazy. If I had to go back through this list, I think the Wrecking Ball changes are very intense. Ball's skill floor, like the ability to play him and get some value, just lowered significantly. Like, you can be a pretty shit tank player, I think, and still get some value out of Ball right now. And I think, you know, maybe that's good, but I am very, very cautious about this overhealing, the overhealth given to allies, 75 per person for Ball. Ball is a very oppressive tank in the right hands, and I think that this could be very OP to certain, like with certain players. Also, the detection range increased from 10 to 13 meters. That's like a 33% buff, dude. So like 30% even. It's like that's a lot of additional space for a Ball to get that overhealth and to be able to give it to allies. It's pretty nuts. I do like that they gave Ball even more tech. He already has some of the highest potential tech in the game. He absolutely has some of the highest potential tech. Him and Doomfist are by far the highest skill ceiling tanks, and now you can play him and get a little bit of value even if you're not that great. So, you know, I'm cautiously optimistic that Ball will still be cool and not OP. We're gonna have to see though. We'll have to check this out on our own. The things that I don't think needed to happen: Tracer Pulse Bomb being harder to hit. Like, it's already pretty hard to hit, so they decreased the size of it by 50%. So now it's like really hard to hit. You know, I don't like that change too much. Moira's change is a W. I love the healing being moved to the coalescence increasing a little bit, and then the damage per second from her beam going down a little bit. That's great. She's still going to be very strong, extremely strong, but not so oppressive anymore, so that's good. Tree of Life pulse healing. I like Tree of Life in general, so I'm glad to see that it will be more effective. Also, I think Lifeweaver as a character has a pretty, like, niche kit as it is, so any amount of additional stuff you can do for him would be good, but again, he's on the razor's edge of being OP with the amount of healing that he can put out. So, like, I would have rather had seen an increase to Thorn's damage, or like some kind of, like, maybe rejuvenating dash cancels slow effects on you, something like that. Like a different thing to have increased him without directly increasing the amount of healing that he gets. I think the streamer mode changes are a W. I think that the Clash new game mode will be okay. We're gonna see how it plays out. I like that they're adding another map. Very stoked about the Mythic Skin store for all of the people who want Mythic Skins and who like that kind of thing. I think that this is a W. Getting the Overwatch coins from the Battle Pass, also a huge change that I think will be good. In general, patch notes look pretty good. I think that this could be cool. And, you know, will it be game-changing? I don't think so. I'm glad that we're getting a new hero, so that'll be awesome. And then I think that'll do it. I think that's about it. If you guys have any thoughts on this, you guys can let me know real quick before I call it a day here. I think that we're gonna have a good time with Season 10. I'm excited that Season 10 is coming. The amount of time that we spent playing with Venture was not enough for me to get a good, like, feel for the character to tell whether or not they're going to be OP at launch. But just seeing them moving around some of their value already, I think that it's safe to say Venture will not be OP at launch and will be probably the most balanced Overwatch 2 character that we've ever seen at launch. So I think that's good. Season 9 was good. Season 10 is going to keep that going from the looks of it. I agree. I think, final thoughts on Season 9. Season 9 was a W change for the game overall. The DPS passive was very impactful and maybe a little bit too strong. But I think overall the game is better because of Season 9. I think the health changes were good. I think the hitbox changes made it a little bit easier for people who aren't as accurate to play Overwatch and get some value out of their character. Overall, I think this was a great season. I'm excited for Season 10, and we'll be checking that out tomorrow here on the show. And in addition to that, tomorrow we will be reviewing some Lucio games from a Lucio gameplay from Spicy One, and we'll be checking to see if there is room for improvement in the Lucio gameplay. Hopefully, the Season 10 patch does not wipe our replays. A lot of times that does happen, so we're gonna have to see. I'll do my best to figure out what to do if that does happen. Anyway, I want to thank everybody for coming. I want to thank you guys for hanging out. It has been an awesome season playing with you, and I am excited to play more in Season 10. Brick says, I haven't seen any Venture gameplay, so I'm going to go ahead and watch your other vid of that before tomorrow. Sounds good. Yeah, I played several hours with Venture, in both in that gameplay and just in general. You know, I tried to find all of the cool tech that Venture could do, and there's a lot of cool things that they can pull off. So it's going to be a fun hero, and they have a really fun voice actor too, so I think that's a W. Yeah, so like I said, I want to thank everybody for coming out. Thanks for hanging with me, Bricks and Flo and Storm. Thanks for sending in the gameplay from today. And for anybody that I missed, I want to thank you guys for lurking and coming to chill with me today. We'll be back tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for some Season 10 action. Hopefully getting to play Venture for the first time as they're actually, you know, in the game. It was fun. As fun as usual. It was a good time. I'm just going to back it up to like, there. And yeah, I definitely had fun. The patch notes, Flo, thanks for letting me know that the patch notes were out. I always like to read these and just see if there's anything good. Season 10 tomorrow. I hope you guys all have a great rest of your day and enjoy the Venture stream. I'm Moonchild of DudeNoWay, and I will see you in the next live show. Take it easy.